Anyway, I think we are live. I hope. Are we live, chat? Can y'all see if we're live? Chat? There we are.
Hello,
Snubs!
people.
Oh yeah,
Snubs!
it's Snubs. Yeah, everyone's favorite Snubs is on there. Actually, hold on a second. I need to also share the screen with y'all here in the call too, so you can actually see the screen too. Yeah, so that would be essential. I'd like to
Hi,
believe.
Prof.
There we go. Let's say hello to everyone once again, one and all. Welcome to another exciting edition of the PokePod World Podcast, where me and my pals gather around for the week to go and talk about random shenanigans that have gone down within this past few days. News coverage, Pokemon stuff, gaming related things, topics. The latest Annie Poke episode, you guessed it, we probably are going to be talking about it tonight. So let us get into it. But before we get to said topics, though, let's go and say hello to our buddies here in the call currently. Let's go say hello to our buddy here, Polly. How you doing?
I'm good, but also, where's my world plushie?
Oh, yeah. I went to go and clean real quick.
Please put it on the table.
It is currently being washed at the moment.
It's in the dry cleaner. We have to go pick it up. It's
wait, is it not meant to be washed, or was it meant to be dry only, or like what happened?
I don't know what the labels say. I'm not sure.
You need to blow dry the curly wig.
Oh God! Hold on, I'm gonna go grab it real quick.
Clean only. Oh my God.
Give me a second. I swear.
While you're out there, can you get coffee or something? Thank you. Appreciation.
Oh yeah, your boba tea expired for like the past couple of weeks. We might need to go and fix that too.
I have nerds here. I mean, we are nerds, but I have nerds. I'm eating nerds.
Oh,
which means
nerds. Oh wait, that's the
sugar
wrong
rush.
one. But yeah, so let me go and grab real quick. Hold on a second. What is it called again? Plush.
World podcast.
Yeah, World podcast. It's the World version.
I've taken over.
God damn it. I'm busy right now trying to grab the plushie out of the thing. Okay, good news. We got it out of the thing. We're good now.
Who is Snubs? Is that Cosmic?
No,
No.
it's Snubs.
Snubs is Snubs. Let's go with that. Snubs is Snubs.
It's Joker's child. Yeah. So that means I'm an ant. That means also KG, you are an ant as well.
Oh, okay.
It's the anti-disestablishmentarianism.
It's TSS.
No.
Yay.
Yo, I got the plushie. There we go. Here you go, buddy.
Aww.
Oh, God. I think it shrunk, though.
That's what happens when you put it into the dam. That's what happens when you put it into the washing machine.
I did. You know what's funny? I did put this shit in the dryer.
It's so small in the dryer. She's tiny.
Oh, well, don't worry. We'll repackage a new one, and hopefully next week it'll come back.
Oh no, we'll have a big Polly and a small Polly.
Don't ever talk to me or my son ever again.
Ever again.
Just give it some water, and then wait about a week, and then it will come back to a regular size.
What?
What are those things that you
Yeah, what are they called?
have to put in water?
Yeah, like the chia
pet?
pets. Well, yeah. No, wait, there's like the
there are
sponge
other
things.
Yeah, the spongy.
The whaties?
You know, like the sponge
there's,
things? Yeah.
No.
Dinosaurs that would
at least
grow
somebody,
in water.
at least somebody probably out there remembers Squand. But
Here, wait. Let me Google it. Sponge thing that absorbs water. That's a good Google search.
That's a bunch of words you just said right now. Also, hello there. TSS, how you doing, buddy?
good pizza rolls.
Hey, Totino's?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, the only company I know that does the pizza rolls.
Not
Are they the
sponsored.
only ones that does it?
No, they don't. But the problem is, the other companies like generic. The generic shit tastes like ass.
Damn.
Oof.
Ah, whales. Actually, hold on a second. I just realized we've been live for a little bit, have we not? Has the
4 minutes.
stream box not been... Wow, the Rotom box be snoozing today, bro. It has not gone live at all today, I think. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, like no videos or anything from today from anyone really has gone live on the platform.
Oh, that's weird. Huh.
No, I got the message from like Mousy and stuff that she was alive, so it's fine.
No. I meant on the
The Discord.
on the Discord.
On Discord,
server.
okay.
Yeah, in the Discord server.
I thought that you talking about email notifications.
Oh,
not
no.
the
Those,
server
yeah, those we always get. Hell, I just got one just now saying that we're live, so that's good.
Yay!
All
It
right.
should pop up like soon. I think it just takes a little bit of time because even
Oh,
the
there
thing.
it is. Pop up soon, as in now.
Probably. Well, I mean, it's been 5 minutes, so maybe there's a 5-minute timeout. Maybe.
That could
Yeah.
be it. Yeah, you're right.
I was gonna say even like the notification from my Instagram thing, it takes a while. Sometimes it's like 2 hours late, so I'm just like, oh,
Jesus Christ.
it's just Rotom, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But he posted early today, so I was like, hey, good job, Rotom.
job.
Yeah, the cron job actually ran on time.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Let me also make sure to have this here set. Oh, right. I almost forgot. I needed to give you this this thing here, buddy. Because, I mean, you were the one that was requesting said product. So I think, here you go, buddy. I don't know where to give it to you, though. It's so humongous. It's huge, actually. Here, it's a big. I went to 7-Eleven and they apparently sold these kind of things. Look at the size of this thing right here. It's beautiful. Here you go, Amy. We'll pass it on to you now.
Oh, wait, where? Oh, the bubble tea. I was like, what are you talking about? Thank you. Let me know what I owe you, okay?
Hey, sure. Hey, speaking of shenanigans happening right now, Navy out here gifting a tier 1 sub to PokeFan 2016. And once again, thank you to our buddy Navy as well here for the gifts. We much appreciate it. So, yeah, without further ado, ladies and gents, I don't believe we got much else to discuss at this particular moment or in regards to setup stuff, so we can actually go and jump right into tonight's discussions of shenanigans.
Yeah.
So once again, let's just go and say hello to the lovelies we got in the call tonight. We got myself, we got Polly, we got Emmy, and we got TSS here for the group of the week. And we hope you guys...
Yeah, this is an interesting group.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting dynamic to see it all play out now. And I hope everyone has a fun time all throughout. That's what matters the most, man. So, let's begin. First things first, obviously, we need to talk about and bring up on topic for everyone to to address is the monkey, the funny looking thing, that creature, la criatura. The new Pokemon that got revealed, whose name I actually kind of forgot while we were in here. So I probably should.
Legit.
It's a graffiti or some shit like that.
No, it's Stitch. It's Stitch from Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, that, yeah, sure. Sure. Why the hell not?
It's the I.
There we go.
Graphii. Yeah, Graphii.
Graphii? That's what it's called?
Graphii. Because be like the I. Freaking Super Monkey Ball. Super Monkey Ball, that fucking thing. The I.
Aye, Captain.
I have a question for the chat.
Chat?
Because I've seen some headcanons going around on which Anippo character would own this new Pokemon. Now, mine was originally Tracy because of the whole artist thing. I've also had canon Tracy to have a Smeargle. That's one of my headcanons. But I've also seen people saying, "Oh, Jesse and or James would be really hilarious if they were to team up with this Pokemon." And I'm curious to think what you all might think. Who from the current anime, from the current series, or I guess previous series, do you think would like Graphite?
No, it's Graphii.
Graphii.
Yeah. So the problem I have with that logic is, we don't know if we're gonna even continue on the lineage. That's my concern. That nothing is set in stone. As I mentioned last week.
True.
Yeah, as I mentioned last week, considering that we have this whole Satoshi thing going on in Masters and pretty much pushing him to the moon, and it's like realistically after this, what the hell is there for him to do? There's nothing.
Yeah.
So we have to see what's going to happen. There's probably going to be a new direction. I'm hoping it's a new direction, and plus, people would hate to see Rika retire, but it's 25 years.
Maybe not retire like voice acting in general, but just let the character
With
Yeah.
Ash, yeah.
And I mean, the character is not like it's going to disappear forever. I mean, they could maybe
No.
make a special or something where they bring it back.
Yeah.
You know, bring him and his little yellow rodent back. But that all depends on how things play out with the next generation, though. I highly doubt, but it's kind of intriguing to think that this generation is like the generation that's really making people think left and right behind what Ash is going to get through in if he's even going to pass on into the next gen or not.
Yeah.
With all the promotion, with all the merch, with everything, with journeys. Hell, even in Sword and Shield right now, what's happening? You can get his Pokemon right then and there in the game. I believe Gengar is the current one at the moment that you are allowed to get your hands on.
Yeah, and that's only valid until I believe it's Thursday at 23:59 JST, which is 10:59 a.m. Eastern.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so to go back to your question though, Polly, which character, I guess you said, in general, who you think would own
whether
the
or
file?
not it's true, the whole Ash thing. Who could you see this with?
There was a lot of Pokemon in Galar that I thought would work with Team Rocket, and then they end up getting just more Peko. So I'm gonna go and assume that what looks to be a Team Rocket Mon is going to be one of Ash's companions, Mon. Like they're going, I want there to be something where, oh man, I don't know how to describe it, but the way this character acts and kind of reminds me a little bit of shit. What was the one other Pokemon that acts like this too? I guess Emolga in a way as well, in terms of just being all snotty like, just rebellious and all that shit. I wouldn't mind seeing it like that though.
Like Apom.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking. There's the name. Yeah. So maybe that could be the case. I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing it like that. I think it'd be a lot of fun, and I'm kind of curious to see what Grafai could add to the mix in terms of the of just the overall chemistry that it could add to the table with other Pokemon, and hell, even the trainers as well. You know, will it be a rebellious Pokemon? Will it act actually humble to the cast? You know, we don't know, but that's why it's all a mystery there. The other interesting thing to note about it is I believe this Pokemon is the first or one of the few normal / poison types, I think it is, for its typing. I believe that's what it said on the screen. I didn't pay attention to it.
Yeah, it's normal poison.
Yeah, so it is interesting to see this Pokemon be revealed the way it did, because for starters, didn't we just literally get one last week prior to this revelation? I mean, we got the Motorcycle Mon, which looks to be some sort of evolution and de-evolution of the mascot legendaries of the game. And then suddenly out of nowhere, this thing shows up the following week or two.
Yeah.
And I hope this doesn't become a trend, because I'm fearing that we might see ourselves in a similar boat to like what went down in Sun and Moon, which they're going to start revealing too much of the game to where everything that could have been a mystery is now no longer much of a mystery. Of course, this is still early on. Who knows how their development is going to be like when it comes to reviewing Pokemon and stuff. I will admit, though, I am happy it turned out this way, specifically for this.
Let's look at it this way, KG. Remember, they in Sun and Moon's case, they were revealing stuff left and right since E3. And considering that for Gen 9 so far for Scarlet and Violet, the last two real major announcements, there was a gap of about 3 months between them.
Yeah, they kept
plus, we're talking about we're in the almost a 2 month window of the game, so it makes sense that you want to reveal more so you can get people excited. It's not like you're revealing like a whole bunch of crap ton of Pokemon like in August or something.
Yeah, this is a September, close to September revelation. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's already within the launch window of the game. It's not like, oh, you're revealing stuff left and right like 6 months before the damn game.
Yeah.
So I honestly don't think that even if they were to reveal like a little, little tiny bits at a time, like every couple of weeks or something, I would not feel offensive about that.
No, I don't either. It's just more so interesting to note is all.
Yeah.
And also, like I was going to mention before, the only person who really benefited from this out of everyone, honestly, is probably Joe. because he doesn't have to worry. He was panicking. He was panicking, thinking with the way they were promoting it, with the photographies and all the photo shots. He was thinking, "Oh no, not another 24-hour shit again." And it never was that case. But they did reveal more information on a daily basis towards it, which I did like. It kind of made things feel like a very natural sort of environment to see, like how they make the Pokemon world feel that way. Like make the Pokemon feel interactive, make it feel like it is a part of the real world. So yeah, I really do appreciate that.
It's like Sergi Joe pulled me where I stood up like 28 hours in a row just to get on a flight to Japan.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's exactly what happened. So it's like, yeah, it feels like. See, this is how it feels where you stay up like over 24 hours. So yeah.
I like that 24-hour Ponyta reveal, but as a concept, lol. What do you mean 24 hours for one Mon? Well, I mean, technically it was 1 Mon and a half.
1.5, yeah.
That other Mon wasn't revealed until the game was released, and then like a couple of months later, which is hilarious to me. They didn't reveal that Mon's name in any trailer whatsoever until like February or some shit like that, after the game had already been out for months now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Grafai, it's a cute Pokemon. Yeah, that's it. I mean, they didn't reveal anything else. It's literally just the Pokemon.
I mean, we know that it marks its territory by painting random stuff on trees.
I hope there's a quest for this Pokemon. Like, I hope they have like a side mission for this.
Yeah, just like the 150 Ditto.
Oh no, not that shit. Diglett. I'm like, no, not that fucking
Diglett again.
Either that or the stupid ass little.
The funny thing is, folks, I was the only one in our group to actually do that mission.
Yeah, I don't remember how I did mines. I think I did mines on stream, and I was just realizing them, and I'm like, wait, what do you mean I got to do this shit?
Which mission?
The Diglett mission, where you got to find all the wild Diglets.
I've been trying. I finished the Crown Tundra story and the Isle. Well, yeah, both the other day, like just the other day, because it bothered me that it wasn't done. But I want to try my hand at the Diglets.
Oh god, good luck, buddy. Try to do it without a chart though. Don't do it with a chart. Go authentic. That's the best experience.
Yeah.
Except you will rip your hair out with some of the ones that they hit in the game, because some of them are horrible.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good lordy. So yeah, Grafai, cool Pokemon. I like that it's actually shown in the trees designs as well. Like they're actually making it a big deal. So I guess if you see these trees, then you'll know for a fact that the Pokemon are around this area, which also kind of makes you think, will other Pokemon that also go with these color schemes also be around here as well? But the mystery
people were thinking the Grimer.
Yes, the Alolan variation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense too. Color. But I've never seen it color anything before. Or at least they've never talked about it being able to color with its skin and all that. But it would have been a cool concept to explore. I'll give it that. But yeah, so like I said before, that's all I gotta say. Anyone else gotta say anything regarding the funny monkey?
No, other than its Stitch.
The funny Stitch looking monkey. Then there you go.
yeah, there we go. Ohana means family.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sure. There we go. So that was one of the first things that got revealed during this past week. Overall, very nice stuff. I am very happy with how things shaped up overall with the Pokemon info. Nothing really surprising through it, but yeah, it was all good. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about some of the other things that went down within this past week, because there surprisingly, it might feel like there wasn't a lot that went down, but I think there was enough to go and discuss for topics of the night. Obviously, TSS, do you have anything then?
Yeah, a couple of announcements on my end. So, we like to talk about some people in the news and other things like that. And actually, one thing that has actually inspired me, and hopefully this will inspire other people as well. Sea Dog VA had a 8-day bike trip along with Chris Broad from abroad in Japan across the entirety of Hokkaido, from the top of Wakanai to Hakodate in the south. Now, the whole adventure was like 750 kilometers. But what that really meant was, first of all, it was for the Immunodeficiency Foundation, IDF. Not to mention they raised over like $315,000, which is absolutely insane. But I realized that with them doing that whole biking thing, it reminded me of, I haven't ridden a bike in like 18 years. And this actually has inspired me to go out and buy a bicycle helmet so I can try to do the city bike thing, which is available in New York City. So next weekend, I'm going to be doing I'm going to be going down to the city on probably like a Sunday, and I'm going to spend like $15 and get like a pass, and then I'm going to ride up and down Manhattan and try to get back into shape, because I have not ridden a bike, like I said, in about 18 years. So because of those folks, I have been inspired to go and do some exercise and get myself better. And also, I considering that there's more bike lanes and more bike-friendly areas in the city compared to what it was like 10 years ago, I just can't wait until I get to do that. So I'm going to be doing that on Sunday. So that is number one. And also, it really does, riding a bike, even for like basic exercise, it's great, because then those kind of things, it really like puts your life into perspective. Think about it. Gets you back into shape. And and especially now is the time where the weather's getting cooler, and I think it's a great time to re-explore kind of bike riding in general. And maybe one day I'll buy a bike, and we'll see what happens. And maybe I could ride up to like Stamford, which is like 25 miles away, and back, and we'll see what happens. Maybe the next year I can buy a bike, but for now I'm going to try to get myself into shape and do that. The second topic I want to talk about is the new Nagatoro chapter dropping today, which is chapter 112. Woo!
Oh, excuse me, what?
Anybody that hasn't read that, the art club president is back.
Okay, hold up. I'm gonna go read that after you got my attention already.
And let's just say there's a lot of skin.
Oh God! If we go off with what went down in the previous one with the anime, I'm already knowing what we're gonna get into.
Yeah, there's a lot of skin.
Oh, and DNA, buddy.
I'll tell you this much: this
Bale, good luck to you.
I was still talking about the bike thing. But I'm gonna say that, wow, Bucho, the art president, she comes back, and this whole and right now they're in an arc right now of Senpai or Naoto is trying to get into like an art contest in the summertime, and he needs help, and then Nagatoro asks Bucho for help. And then it just results in what we have in chapters 111 and 112. And you got to read that shit. That is so funny. That is so hilarious.
I got to see what the hell.
The interaction, I'm not going to give it away, but the interaction is just so fucking funny. And it's just great. I'm really enjoying this arc so far. So, by the way, Volume 14 just recently came out, which is up to, I think, chapter 108, which is the end of the Kyoto arc. But like I said, folks, if anybody wants to know where the anime is when in terms of chapter, when they're going to restart it in January, they're only on chapter 46, and we're up to 112. Noodle
I guess
hands.
we'll find out soon. With
more
2.
noodle hands. Yeah, I guess so. But there hasn't really been much noodle hands lately. But like I said, the interaction between Bucho and Nagatoro is just so funny. Like I said, it's worth your read. But you gotta check it out after the podcast. It's really 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 nice. The last like 2 chapters have been absolutely crazy.
Nice.
So yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to say. And also, I am making it a goal to make it up to chapter 94 in Inumakun before the anime starts, which I think is in mid-October, right?
Yes, it is going to be airing in October. Peak Anime is about to return with Iruma-kun. I'm telling you right now, you are not ready for what season 3 is going to hit with, man. It is
Yeah,
going to
because
be glorious.
right now I'm on chapter 14, so I got to get to 94 in like fucking a month, and that's gonna be ooh. But
Yeah.
I think it'll be good.
You'll be fine.
Yeah. If I read like if I read like anywhere between 3 and 5 chapters a day, I should be fine.
You got a whole month ahead of you. You're fine, buddy.
Yes.
All right. Perfect. Well, I'm definitely going to get a shot on reading up on the latest chapters of Nagatoro later. I haven't had a chance to read some of that because I've been busy
Oh
with a
God,
lot
yes.
of shit, man.
Yes,
but
but
hopefully.
people, you have to read it. You have to read, especially if you haven't read the Kyoto arc, you got to read the Kyoto arc, and then the current arc right now, which is the art contest arc, which is the one, like I said, started at 109. Absolutely crazy.
All right. Keep noted on that. So let's go and talk about the next big thing that's also been going on in discussions lately. We did dabble a little bit on it, but now things are starting to get spicier, ladies and gents, for the Nintendo Direct. So if you guys recall, I believe it was like at the very end of August.
Yeah.
We got like a whole rumor that supposedly on the 2nd of September there was supposed to be a Nintendo Direct that would highlight things that would be coming out from the future moving onward. And of course, already we're in September 5th. Nothing came out yet, but excuse me. Now there is a brand new rumor happening for the Nintendo Direct, supposedly setting for the week of September 12th. And there is going to be a lot of Zelda news in that Direct. But it might not be what you think it is, actually. So here's the whole thing that I'm going to read right now from the article at hand. So, Nintendo Direct set for a week of September 12th, Zelda news incoming. According to Giant Bomb's Jeff Grubb, a Nintendo Direct could air during the week of September 12th. September 14th could be the most logical date based on when prior presentations have taken place and the fact that the Tokyo Game Show will begin on September 15th in Japan. Grubb believes that the Nintendo Direct is planned for either the 13th or the 14th, depending on the time zone that you are in. As for what the new Nintendo Direct will contain, Grubb thinks that there is going to be a lot of Zelda stuff, and it will be a Zelda blowout. According to this, Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD that were originally released on the Nintendo Wii U are being planned to release on Nintendo Switch, things that were initially rumored back then, and now are potentially going to be showing up here with an appearance from Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, which we still don't know the full name on that one yet. Another possibility, but keep in mind this is mostly in prediction territories, is that the Metroid Prime Remastered trilogy that's also been talked about for a while now is also speculated to be appearing in this Nintendo Direct as well. So yeah, this is looking to be a full-on Nintendo Direct blowout with bringing back a lot of content from the past and repurposing them back into the Nintendo Switch in the form of remasters or HD releases. So there is still a lot of mystery we don't know. Obviously, as you guys already know, Splatoon 3 is also going to be dropping in just a couple of days from now. If you guys played the Splatfest, I'm kind of curious to hear your opinions on that. And aside from that, I mean, we don't really know much details about like a lot of the games they revealed early on in the year. For example, whatever happened to the Advance Wars 1+2 remake, you know, that's still out there in the air. We don't even know anything about when that is supposed to be releasing. I thought that was supposed to be releasing in the summertime, and it just disappeared off the face of the earth for a while. So it lets you kind of know that there's just so much mystery regarding Nintendo right now when it comes to their games. And if you really think about it, it's been a while since we last got a full-on Nintendo Direct that's dedicated to Nintendo and other properties, because the previous ones we've had were solo presentations as well as third-party presentations, which was back in the end of June. So, I mean, it's been a couple of months now, so yeah. I'm kind of curious. Do you guys have any speculations or predictions for what you guys would assume would appear in the Nintendo Direct? Have they planned for one on September 12th? Let me go and pass this one on to Emmy first. Emmy,
Yeah.
what do you have to say?
Well, I do want Breath of the Wild news. I know you said like we're probably not going to get that, but I just want the name. Just the name, please,
They
please.
did
like
say we were supposed to know that by the end of the year.
Yeah. Well, we're getting to the end of the year. I thought they said that last year too. I mean, like, here's the thing. I can wait. Like, that's fine. Like, I want them to take their time and like create like such a beautiful game. I'm fine with that. But like, at least give us something, you know? Just like anything. Just the name. Like, just the first letter of what the title could be. And I swear, if it's Breath, I'm gonna be mad.
It's just Breath of the Wild 2.
But I like that they're giving us like some, at least if they are gonna like port Twilight Princess as well as what was the other game you said? I think
Wind Waker.
Wind Waker.
Wind Waker. Yeah, then like cool. That would be cool for me at least because I've never played Twilight Princess, so that would be interesting to play it on the Switch. So yeah, I mean, other than that, I just want Breath of the Wild news. That's it. That's all. That's all I want. I've been waiting every direct. I'm just like every time like they finish, I'm just like at the end, I'm like, are they gonna do and one more? And then they never do it, and I'm like, damn it.
Jeez. Yeah, no, I understand. I mean, listen, you guys are gonna get fed anyway as Zelda fans because you already got like how many games on the Switch right now? You got The Legend of
Yeah, that's
Zelda Breath
true.
of the Wild. You guys got the Link's Awakening HD remake.
Yeah.
You
was pretty
got
good.
the Cadence of Hyrule. If you guys ever played that one, it's a very fun game too.
Yeah.
Uh,
There's Hyrule Warriors 2, like all the Hyrule Warriors.
yeah, exactly. Hyrule Warriors Extended Edition. I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
But like, you got a crap ton of Zelda games at the moment. I think you'll be fine if you all wait just a wee bit longer. But hey, at least they're gonna give you Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD for $60
Yeah.
each a pop, probably.
Oh, yeah.
You know what because everybody was assuming back then the Skyward Sword would be part of the trilogy Zelda release collection, and it came in its own package. So who's to say they won't do that a second again?
Yeah, that's true, exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
at least we're getting something at least. Like, it's not just like, oh, we're just waiting. Then they're not giving us anything. It's like, I guess, like, stuff to do in the meantime while we're waiting for, like, the new game. And my thing is, too, it's like, okay, take your time. That's fine. But, like, at least give us, like a glimpse. Or, like we said, the title. Please.
Yeah.
Please. Please, Nintendo. Are you listening? Please. That's all I'm asking.
All
it, though.
then. Let's go and pass it on to Polly then. Polly, what do you have to say about this?
Me, video games.
Yes.
I don't know.
Oh no.
Well,
I mean, is there something that maybe you've heard of before that you kind of want to hear,
I
or a
don't
franchise?
know,
I
maybe
should say.
bringing back like certain games that we. I don't know. Oh my gosh! You know what the dream would be?
What would be said?
Tomodachi Life.
Please! Oh my God! If they bring that to the Switch, I will lose my mind.
Or like Nintendogs, like just a slice of life game.
Oh my
They
god.
already gave us the what was the other game from the Tomodachi series? The whole Miitopia, yeah.
Miitopia.
Yeah.
That, which, by the way, if you guys already know about that game, it's incredible when it's like a character customization because they give you so much in that game that you can literally
Yeah.
make anything and it looks incredible. So if they can bring those features from Miitopia into Tomodachi Life, which would explain why it's taking so long to release, I will be absolutely on board with that 100%. I need to throw everyone in an apartment building together and see what kind of shit they'll get themselves into. It is some of the dumbest things you'll ever see in a video game, bro. It is so good. I love it. The voice modules are hilarious. The rap battles are so stupid. You can literally dress them up however you want to. And they can even have moments where they're in like a theater and they're doing shit together like that. It is some of the most
Couples.
hilarious, out of this world experience of a game.
Couples form that you wouldn't ever think would form. I mean, I did this with any Poke characters. So there were some pretty weird ships that got together. Not to mention, I also included my family on the
Oh.
island or whatever it was.
God.
So At some point, I'm pretty sure like my grandpa and Soledad were a ship. Like my mom and maybe Nando. I don't know. Like
Oh my gosh.
there were some weird ships. And yeah, but it was hilarious. Yeah, I'm hoping. Maybe.
Cool.
No, I'm 100% on board with you. If they bring back Tomodachi Life, I will be more happy with that one. That will be the dream reveal right there for me personally. Will they do it though? I mean, they have the assets from Metopia. Why can't they just carry it over? And I think Metopia actually did sell pretty well. So if they can
know
just
what? That's it. I'm opening up my DS right now and I want to see what weird ships there are.
send the ships and the relationships.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Dude, I really if I can, I need to figure out how to port that game into the 3DS emulator. I don't think it functions as well for Tomodachi Life from what I heard, but I'm going to double check on it because it has been a couple of years since I checked on it. But Tomodachi Life...
Citra should have a... the Citra Canary should be able to run it.
Yeah, I know because the game involves a lot of QR codes. I think that crashes though, Citrus, if I'm correct. Also,
we'll
thank you for
happens.
loving the tags, buddy. But yeah, so we'll see. I haven't checked on it in a while, so I'll keep you up to date on that. I don't know. After Xenoblade, there's nothing really I want for a while. Oh yeah, hell yeah, buddy, absolutely. If you guys already know, we've completed Xenoblade Chronicles 3 here on this channel after like 14 sessions, like 80 something hours with that game.
Nice.
And it's been an experience. I'm not going to get into the spoilers of it. You guys can watch the VODs. They are available on YouTube. They're slowly being uploaded on a daily basis, so expect more throughout the week. And also expect other silly shenanigans. But we did also post the reaction towards the finale of the game, too. It is beautiful. Yeah. It is a beautiful experience. If you guys have played 1 and 2 and going into 3... all of what you go through in the end is one of the best trilogies of, hands down, one of the best trilogies of the franchise here with Nintendo. It's incredible. This is a Nintendo IP. So, yeah. But anything else? Well, I guess, speaking about Xenoblade and going with Nintendo Direct, Xenoblade has been given a season pass. So, yeah. Oh, what's up?
First of all, we have a raid.
Yeah, everybody, Rexu's raiding with Rexu, a party of 1.
Second of all, you never asked me what my opinion was.
No, I'm sharing mine real quick on the Nintendo Direct thing. Sure. Yeah, and then I'll pass it on to you. Because since I got into the Xenoblade, I was like, let me just quickly clear this out. We didn't move on into the next topic. Xenoblade 3 DLC. The season pass. There's one that's going to be happening in the season of fall. So we know there's going to be news about it soon. What news that will be, I don't know. But that also implies that there's going to probably be a Direct soon that will tackle said topic. So, yeah. But if I really had to go and think about what they'll show off in that, obviously, I don't think we're going to get any information on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's DLC course pass. That's impossible right now. And the only reason why is if you guys know about the leaks, you'll know why. So we'll probably not hear about that until the end of the end of the year. And Bayonetta 3 has to be there. It's coming out this year. And I feel like there's not enough promotion for that game right now. I almost forgot that it was dropping this year. So let's get some info out there. Come on, Bayonetta 3 on the presentation in the Direct. That just sounds like a match made in heaven. So, yeah, that's just my take on it overall. But, all right, now that's pretty much all I have to say. I agree with the others here. I mean, given if it's going to be mostly Zelda and Metroid focus, I don't expect too much from it on my side. So that's why I only just added a game or two. But I do also agree with the recommendations that both Emmy and Polly had suggested, especially Tomodachi. Like, good God, if they bring that game back,
Speaking of which,
I will be losing my shit.
There are 5 people or 6 people apparently that live in houses together and are sweethearts. So are you ready for the relationship?
Drum roll, please.
Okay. Gary Oak and Cassidy.
Oh.
Tracy and Jesse. I forced the silent burgundy and burgundy ship together.
How the hell did you manipulate that shit?
I went through a lot of hoops. Me and Chili, which I don't mind. Chili's cute. Trip and Misty, and Harley and Georgia, which I headcanon neither one of them is straight, so
Yeah, how does that work?
that's
that is an unusual mess of a relationship going on right there.
Yeah.
If we have ship names for those, chat, write them down in the chat. All right, so let's go and pass this one now on to TSS to see what you have to say about, well, predictions on the Nintendo Direct then, buddy. So what do you think is going to happen?
So I'm going to put it out here. More DLC for Nintendo Switch Sports.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yes,
Dude,
it's gonna.
I
Yeah,
forgot
it's gonna have to be. Yeah, it's gonna have to. It's gonna have to happen at some point.
Yeah, we're supposed to get golf.
Yes. So we're supposed to get that announcement.
I can't wait for it to be announced tomorrow.
Someone mentioned Mega Man Battle Network news, which I would expect too. But if we're talking about specifically Nintendo stuff, Metroid Prime 4, and if they are going to make the announcement for Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, it'll probably come out just before the end of the fiscal year, which will be March 31st. So we don't be surprised if we see it in maybe like the end of January or maybe beginning of March. Or middle of March, because then that'll be after the holiday season. Because there's just way too many games coming out now to cram in the end of the year.
Yeah,
but it will still be in the fiscal 2022 year if it comes out before March 31st. So I can imagine that they will probably make some announcements in regards to that. And here we go. Here is my like monthly or whatever 0.7% prediction. A new game for the Nintendo 64 service, and that would be Zelda Ocarina of Time Master Quest.
Ooh.
That could be something that they could probably pull up out of their sleeve. Because as you remember with the NES and SNES collections, they've already have like special editions of versions of the game. So just putting the Master Quest ROM onto the service would be very cool.
Yeah, it just makes the most logical sense in all honesty.
Yeah, they wanted to get everybody to have their Zelda fix now. And I would expect maybe some Breath of the Wild 2 news, but maybe not as much as people will think, if it does indeed ring true.
All right. Well, fingers crossed that any of our predictions come true during these upcoming days leading to the supposed Nintendo Direct. Once again, ladies and gents, this is all still part of the rumor territory. This is just speculation, especially given past trends where Nintendo Directs have aired during the month of September. So,
and speaking of like rumored announcements and stuff, in 2 days' time on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have the Apple announcement, which is probably going to be for the iPhone 14.
Oh
yeah, they have. Normally around this time they have it prepared.
Yeah, and the thing is though, their advertisement is kind of weird. It's like out of this world. Yeah, probably out of this world fucking prices too, because they're pieces of shit shilling.
Well, I mean, I have a 13, so I wonder how bad of a price gap it'll be from this to the 14.
Probably will be, but I'm wondering if this will be finally the year that they finally fucking switch to USB-C. Been forever. It's been forever since, and plus they have to do it because of the EU injunction. So maybe finally this will be the first fucking time an iPhone will have a USB-C port.
May you explain that to me? What do you mean by the junction?
Okay, so about 2 years ago, or about a year and a half ago, Apple lost in European court, saying that they must use USB Type-C on all of their phones. Therefore, they got an injunction in the EU to comply with the USB Type-C standard. Oh
shit! Really?
Yes.
I did not know that. Wow, so that means they're forced to basically at this point.
Yes, and it's not like Apple doesn't put USB-C ports on their devices. because you could buy what is it, iPad Pro, right? An iPad, like an iPad Air Pro, the Pro series, and they have USB Type Cs, and they have USB Type Cs on their Mac products.
Yeah, I mean,
So why
like
not fuck it's like an iPhone,
my Apple Watch charger, it's literally using a Type C cable to plug in.
Yes. So that's one of the reasons why, because of that freaking EU injunction, they were forced to not use a fucking lightning port anymore.
Thank God, bro. If we can all survive with one.
But the thing is, though, if they are going to put USB Type C on a fucking iPhone, please make it at least USB 3 speeds, because I think Linus freaking blasted Apple about the fact that they're still using USB 2.0, USB 2 in fucking 2021, where imagine you have a 1 terabyte iPhone and you have to transfer all those fucking data, all this fucking videos and all this stuff off the device. It'll take you forever. It'll take you a whole fucking day to take 512 gigs or 1 terabyte worth of data off of a phone. So I'm hoping that there's going to be a huge advancement in like the USB Type C and maybe USB 3.0 or 3.1 or 3.2 or USB 4. USB 4 is coming out soon. So maybe, be ahead of the curve. Make sure that your data transfer off of your phone is fast enough. And we're not talking about the fucking cloud, because the fucking cloud, it's useless if you don't have great internet. So come on, Apple, do us a favor. USB 3 or USB 4 on the USB Type C ports on your fucking iPhones, please.
No, that's
so
funny.
that's once again on Wednesday.
Well, fingers crossed on that one, buddy.
Yay.
All right, then. So that's pretty much all the other small related news we got going on within this past week. Overall, I have to admit, it has been a pretty tame week throughout.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, to be fair, we're just starting to get into the new season of the season with fall. And normally this tends to be the area where a lot of games get launched. I know, for example, what was it? The Last of Us Part 1 remake just released not too long ago as well, which also had a lot of controversy.
Yeah, and KG, did you see that freaking Angry Joe
Yes!
re-uploaded the same fucking video he made 8 years ago?
To give context, okay, so there's a lot of controversy, ladies and gentlemen, regarding The Last of Us Part 1 being released on the PlayStation 5. Not because of the fact that it's getting a remake and all of that, but because of the fact that we're getting one literally not too long after getting the remastered edition of it that was available on the PlayStation 4, which then also is playable on the PlayStation 5, if I'm correct.
Yes.
So
compatibility.
So here's where things get sweeter and probably sour, depending on how you view it. So out of nowhere, they decide to come and make an announcement saying, okay, so we know we just released this as a remastered on the PlayStation 4, and it is functional to play on the PlayStation 5. And it hasn't been that many years since the release of The Last of Us Remastered. You know what? What? Screw anything. Let's just remake The Last of Us Part 1 on the PlayStation 5. From the ground up, apparently. And they did. And it caused a lot of controversy because, A, it hasn't been that long since we got the remastered, so why are you releasing a remake of it when we can easily accept the remastered? And secondly, and this is the biggest one, the game is $70. So that is another thing right there. It's actually been 8 years since the remastered version came out. Has it?
Yes.
Was it? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, that's why it was 2014. It's an 8-year-old video.
Yeah, no, I mean, because there was an update of it that released for it to become playable on the PlayStation 5 that enhances it more, if I'm correct.
Yeah, but all is just it's just an update patch. It's
Yeah.
like any game could have that.
Yes, but the point of the matter is, it's still relatively early for it.
Yeah.
And also, it doesn't even have the multiplayer on it. They completely cut that shit out.
Oh.
So you don't have what was the original content in the game. You don't have the you don't have such a big time gap since its initial release. and then here. And given that it's playable on the PlayStation 5 through the remastered format that also gets some enhancements too, is it really necessary right now to get one?
No.
I
No.
personally don't believe that. Yeah. So it did cause a lot of controversy behind it. Of course, there are those that we can call quote unquote fanboys, however you wish to call them.
The Sony ponies, those people.
Damn. But okay, so to get back into it, yeah, so it did infuriate a lot of people to have to purchase it again. And some people responded by simply saying, okay, we're not going to buy the game. If I already have it and it's available, you could buy the remaster, I think, for very cheap.
Yeah.
So why would I need to go spend $70 when I could still have the same experience as what I'm having right now with the remastered version? And also, from what people are releasing footage on with the game, some things, while they look better, have unfortunately suffered in terms of certain scenarios. Like normally when, for example, there was like a scene where they showed where Joel kicked the door in the original remastered release of the game. And he kicked the door and it leaves like this crunch sound effect and the screen shakes to leave an impact to make it seem like that was a heavy hit, right?
Yeah.
In the remake version, when he hits it, the only thing you hear is a doorknob just like going squeak, and there's like no impact in the screen shaking it whatsoever. It's just simply you just kick it and just walk on into the next section of the game. So you lose the impact moment when he kicks the door and all that, as just like an example here that was shown off on Twitter. Obviously, there's more additional details like that, but people are really starting to, especially with The Last of Us, really starting to like go and pinpoint things left and right about the essentials and non-essentials for why this game needs to be released in this time, So to go back now to what TSS said before, this is where I think my absolute favorite response to all of this had released not too long ago. A content creator under the name of Angry Joe, who is very well known for his angry reviews on YouTube, has decided to do a release of a review of The Last of Us Part 1 remake for the PlayStation 5. But he does it in one of the most interesting and honestly joyous ways I've ever seen. And that is, in the beginning of his video, you see that he opens up Vegas and he just goes to the scroll to like enhance something and he just slides the bar up, re-renders the video, uploads that re-rendered video with the polished update there, and called it a re-release on the channel, and titles it as The Last of Us Part 1 remastered or some shit like that. And it's the exact same video as the one he released many years ago. Beat for beat, nothing changed. Nothing whatsoever. He literally just re-uploaded his video all over again. And that is one of the most hilarious responses I think I've ever seen anyone take when it comes to uploading something on the platform. It is so incredible.
And there's another game that got a kind of announcement for updates that I know that you're probably pissed off about. Halo Infinite. And their complete scrapping of freaking split screen multiplayer. And a lot of features that like, oh, we're getting it delayed, and then it's like, oh, we're taking away a feature that is a staple of the series, and it's like, oh yeah, we promised that when it came out, and you ain't getting it now. Sorry.
It's just so weird because I think a couple of years ago, they came out and said, moving forward, every Halo FPS title will have split screen. Just confirmed by the founder and head of 343 Industries, Bonnie Ross. I believe she confirmed that in DICE 2017. And now you go to that tweet and you see people responding to that tweet that came out from 4 years ago. And there's somebody who responds with a gift saying, would you like to buy some expired milk? Like, people are lashing. I shit you not. They're lashing at this sort of shit, man. It is absolutely insane to me.
Yes.
But apparently, Yeah, so Halo Infinite's Forge mode that is going to be launching later this year on November 8th, 2022. However, it has been confirmed that split screen co-op has been canceled entirely. And I cannot explain in words just how disappointed I am as a Halo fan to see what happened with Infinite, bro. Infinite was supposed to be the biggest thing for Microsoft in their console release of the Xbox Series X. And it is one of the most notoriously flopped games I've ever seen. It came into this game or into the console with a lot of missing features, missing things of content, locked behind stuff, and then telling us that it's going to be updated throughout the years when it feels like those should have been things that are in the initial release of the game. But because they were in a deadline, they could not fit certain content in said game until a later point. So yeah, Forge mode, which is I believe coming out, like I said, in November 8th, is going to be accessible. Unfortunately, this comes at the cost of it no longer having split screen multiplayer. And I am very disappointed by that. I think, the whole premise behind Halo has always been about the interactions and the multiplayer that you have with the franchise. And even if it's something as simple as split screen, that has always been an essential, and that they have said themselves will always be with the franchise moving forward, to now suddenly say, yeah, we're going to backpedal on that statement, is a stab in the neck for fans of the franchise, man. It is heartbreaking, man. I'll say that much. So yeah, sucks for it really does suck for Halo Infinite. Like, you can go and check. I think this is the thing though. You can literally check up online on Twitch like how well Halo Infinite is doing on streaming and all that stuff, right? If you just go to their platform. Here, let me. You know what? Let me do this right now. Let me go right here. You know what? Let me do this right now. Actually, I just hear myself right now. You go to Halo Infinite right now. Probably only 2,000 people are streaming the game.
That's it?
That's
Damn.
it. And I want you to
That
think
makes
about, like, you see only 2,000, right? Let's go right Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. See what Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has going on.
1 million.
1 million. I mean, there's shows right here, 45,000. So it just hurts my soul to see Halo has with Infinite. I don't know what happened with it. It just crumbled, and it makes me sad, man. Listen, the game is fun. I'll be clear on that. The game is fun. It's a joy to play it when you have friends, but the life that the game could have had, that could have been given to the community, has really, really taken a backseat in this one, and it has harmed the overall enjoyment of it. For me personally. And I bought the game at launch, or have it at launch, and I I have not touched it since.
Aw.
Yeah.
It's in the box.
Just in the box. Forever in the box. So yeah, Halo Infinite Tears, man. Indeed. But yeah, so moving on from that, though, when you talked about sad and mad news, TSS, I was thinking you were going to talk about the other one as well, that also got announced earlier this week, I believe. And it is also very sad news, at least to me personally. It has been officially confirmed that the game Dragalia Lost now has an official date for when the game is going to be scheduled to end, confirming it to be on November 29th of 2022. That is going to be the final day when the game officially stays live, and the moment you try to open that game back up after that, the game will tell you that it's no longer playable, and the end of service thing. So yeah.
Aww.
And
Well, this is an opportunity for people to probably get the assets and then probably make it playable offline, because I think that's probably what's going to happen.
I think my biggest issue with this is that this suffers the fate of it being an online service, because these are going to be things that will be lost they can't be archived. You can't play this game offline or anything whatsoever. And it bums me.
Uh,
Well, yeah, you can't because it
well,
requires
yeah,
you.
you can't. But
But
who's that? No, thank you for the follow. So no, I would say no. There are people will find a way to download the assets
mm-hmm.
from the servers, and
Yes.
then I think I know that people will probably try to reconstruct the game. I think I've seen some talk about that, about them reconstructing a game offline, because the same thing happened with Nintendo Wi-Fi when they were about to discontinue it. They ended up taking some of the assets from the Nintendo servers or the GameSpy servers, and then implementing it so that you could run the assets using patched games offline on a different type of service. So I can imagine now that there is an end date that's going to inspire a lot of the technically minded people in the community
Mm-hmm.
to um,
Try to preserve
basically
it.
preserve the game itself. I mean you think about clean room reverse engineering of games and other things like that. There are people that are talented.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, Donnie says
that,
it best, like the Sonic Runners revival. The
yeah,
crew they're trying to bring that game back to life.
yeah,
So hey,
yeah.
anything's
So
possible.
yeah, there's going to be dedicated people in the community that are willing to download the assets or at least recreate, recreate the story and recreate maybe the gameplay, maybe in a different fashion. But I mean, it's not hard. Well, I would imagine they could just get the story. I mean, it shouldn't be that much of a deal to recreate the story. It's just that the elements and the gameplay and the major gameplay. I guess none of the. I guess they could make. I guess what the fans could do is that they could remake the story without any of the gacha mechanics. So at least the game story exists to be playable once the game goes offline.
You bring up a really fascinating thing right now, which would actually segue into another topic that I want to discuss as well. So
Yeah,
thank you for that. Here's the thing. So it is possible. It's just something we're gonna have to wait and see to those who are fully dedicated in making that a reality, in making that happen. Of course,
yeah.
will they or not? That's just something we'll have to wait and find out together, though, in the coming times ahead of us. Now, here's the thing I want to bring up because you brought up a very interesting point, and I need to address it. So Mario Kart Tour, that is available on mobile devices, is going to be getting a really major update coming soon. And I need to talk about this because it completely caught me off guard. And it seems that Mario Kart Tour is going to be removing the gotcha mechanic from the game completely, which is a huge deal. It is insane to me how big of a deal this is. So there's like the whole gotcha mechanic regarding the pipes and all that that you use as like the tenfold or the single summons and all that. That apparently is going to be stopping at some point in the future. Here's the thing, though. It also was confirmed if I can get the if I get the info correctly. So yeah, so they are just straight up removing the gotcha mechanic from Mario Kart Tour and are going to be replacing it with a shop that you can use in-game currency to purchase characters, carts, and glider pieces that have been only available through the gotcha. Here's what it says. We will be adding a spotlight shop where you can exchange rubies for drivers, carts, and gliders featured in tours. New drivers, carts, and gliders, as well as driver carts and gliders that have appeared in the past, will be available. Along with this, the pipe that you can fire by using rubies will be removed. The Spotlight Shop will appear with tours that begin after October 4th of 2022. The benefit that applied to some drivers, carts, and gliders who appeared in the pipes you could fire by using rubies that boosted them so that second and third course of all cups during the tour are favored, and favorite courses will also be removed as well. They also say lots of other things are in the works too. I think I find that funny that that's what they said in their patch notes here. But yeah, this is a big deal to think that maybe this could be what'll get fans to come and play Mario Kart Tour now. I honestly wouldn't mind trying the game out now if the gacha mechanic is completely scrapped and out of the window. I don't know about you guys, but I personally would not mind playing the game now thanks to this mindset here. So yeah.
Yeah, I might.
But nothing else can be said other than, hey, let's see what happens later down the road. It is a gacha mechanic, it is a feature, and now it's being removed. Which kind of makes me sad that they didn't do that with Dragalia Lost to begin with, because if you're doing this, you could have done that with Dragalia and probably saved its life. And maybe they just did this because of the fact that they saw the reception with Dragalia Lost, that they're like, okay, let's learn from mistakes and actually not do that shit again. And therefore, they're going to try to work things out with Mario Kart Tour, which isn't exactly the gacha game I would think would be worth saving, but hey, people enjoy the game. Great on y'all. And also, it provides good music too, so I can't go wrong with that. So that's all I got to say on the gacha mechanics. Very interesting to note. Will it deliver or not? We'll have to wait until the update officially drops later down the road. There is one last thing I do want to talk about regarding gacha, and I want to see how you guys are doing so far in said game. So if you guys do not mind, let's go and discuss it real quick. Pokemon Masters EX.
Yes.
So I believe there were a couple of things that have happened since the last time we discussed. For example, the Red and Cynthia event has officially dropped that now incorporates their story. There's also this thing called, and I don't know how you're doing with this one, TSS, the Serious Battle with Powerful Trainers event.
I have not done that because you probably need like 140s for those, and I don't have many of those.
I literally used Pikachu for Lorelei. He sweeped it.
Actually, let me open up the game, and what I gotta do is I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna give Satoshi some candy so I can get up to 3 out of 5.
Oh yeah, he's great with 3 out of 5, and if you can get him to EX as well, which to be fair, I think on September 8th was it? Now after the rally is done, since they officially confirmed that it was completed, you'll be given 20 of those tickets for 5 stars to help them get to EX, and I believe 50 of those champion testaments or whatever they're called that you can use for that character to then become a full-on 6 EX and become a powerful unit in the game. So keep that in mind.
Now I have Satoshi at 3 out of 5.
Nice, buddy. I did that for Red. I finally got him to 3 out of 5 with his Charizard. I'm very happy with that. It took me 3 years, but that's also because I didn't play this game as much as you did, TSS, because you played this on an almost daily basis.
Yeah, like I said, I have almost over 900 days. I'm trying to get the black red, but I have not been successful so far. I mean, I'm not gonna blow fucking 30,000 gems on his ass. It's not worth it.
I know. I can't say anything about it either because, well, I started putting money on this game already.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I put money in this game. The only money I put in this game was like $20, and that was like 2 years ago. because I wanted to actually support the game.
Yeah, of course, support the officials.
And that was it. Ever since then, I've been like hoarding freaking gems, and I have like 125,000 gems.
See, you got the benefit of that because you played the game so often that you were able to save.
I do the dailies every fucking day, and like I said, you get 80. You get 80 gems base if you just do the dailies, and then that means 560 a week, and then of course you have the extra ones that you can have during like the giveaways and other things. So that adds up, and not to mention that the game has been pretty generous. Sometimes they give away 3,000, 6,000, 10,000 gems.
Mm-hmm.
So
and it's great stuff. I'm not gonna judge them on that.
And the lodge has been really good. I've got Haruka up to I think level 8, I think. So yeah, just just been having a great time.
Oh, the lodge.
Yeah, the lodge. Yeah.
Oh man, how's everyone's relationships with the lodge going on, Chad? I got to hear your thoughts on that. So far, I got Cynthia, who is the one I'm focusing on, to level 65 at the moment. So I am happy with her with that.
Yeah,
one.
I've only been doing. I know you can do 3 a day, but I'm just doing one just to do the just to get the quota for the dailies.
Mm-hmm. I do recommend leveling her up because she does offer, or he, depending on who you're going for, offer rewards that are super good. Like she literally gives you the 5-star power ups. She gives you 5 pieces of those at like level 25 if you get to that. Mm-hmm. It's just great shit because if you just stack that, will give you to once you get to level 100, you'll get like 20 of them by then, which is a free 6 EX pretty much there for you. So yeah, but the game is genuinely become a lot more fun since the last time I played a TSS. I don't know what they did with it. Honestly, I think it's the lodge as well. The lodge has been a lot of fun.
Well, the lodge is one of them, but also I think it's because of the extra ways that people can get gems, but also the story elements, and then of course the battle events. Mm-hmm. The battle events have been especially good. And like I said, it's just a great thing, and also the sync orbs. Like, you know, I have like the sync orbs. Well, yeah, because it is possible to max it out, which I did. Which I have like 99,999, and I have to freaking use it. I have to use them at times, otherwise I can't.
I have no sync orbs, buddy. I have Zippo on me. It is hilarious that I have nothing.
You gotta do all those events, you know.
Yeah, no, I've been doing it, but they haven't been very nice with me. That's also, to be fair, that's because I had to like level up 20 different characters to 140, just so I can actually do the champions stadium.
Yeah, that's why I'm not really doing that until I can get like adequate amounts of like the codex and everything like that, so that I could level them up. Because once you get past level 120 to 140, the grind from 120 to 140 is especially difficult because you need to have the codex.
Yeah.
The codec books, and those are very difficult to come by. So yeah, that's why I'm just being like, I've been pretty conservative with the leveling up them past 120 or 125.
Yeah, I want to see what new characters I might potentially get that could be worth or something. So that's like right now, I'm still hoping I can get Cynthia and Lucario. I've already pulled them. How many times? Let me see. According to this, I pulled her about 5 times tenfold so far. Got no luck with her. I even started spending money now just so I could get the daily discounts from it.
Yeah. And, I'm actually gonna while we're on the stream here and while we're transitioning to something else, I'm actually gonna try to pull for red again, a 10 pull.
At least you got the 10 pull. I'm conflicted. I don't know if I want to use the paid gems to 10 pull, buddy. I know I have a lot of gems, but they're paid gems and they feel more special to hold.
That's true. Yes, because they do come in handy in some places. So
yeah. For example, the Welcome Satoshi event, that only costed 1,000 gems. And if you go to the store, it only costs 99 cents to buy one that gives you 1,000 gems, I think.
All right.
Which is the Welcome Ash bundle.
Okay, you got Rainbow.
Ooh, let's see. So chat, if you guys have played Pokemon Masters EX, do let us know as well what you guys got to say about the event. And also if you guys enjoyed it overall. Have any of you two played it by any chance, Polly or Remy? Or still?
I haven't.
For a few minutes.
I know we're doing our best to stall, buddy. Don't worry.
Because I didn't have enough gems.
Oh, so it's still the same issue as last time. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I just don't like gacha, so like I downloaded it and then I tried playing it for a bit and I was like, I'm okay.
Well, I pulled blue again. Oh
Blue
shit! Wait.
Ooh.
Yeah, but do you remember I was trying to do that? And I got I got Lucian. Lucian. I got for the first time. Okay, cool. Lucian and Giraffe Rig, but no red. So 2 5ers. So 2 EXs and no red.
Dang.
Again, it's fucking weird, but
I mean, to be fair, he's just the 1%, so good luck with that.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
But hey, at least got a new sync pair, Lucian and Giraffe Rig.
Indeed. There we go.
Yes.
All right, let me just close this before I forget it. All right, there we go. I don't
Yes.
want to continue playing more Masters. I already caught up to everything. Thanks to
Yes.
Ash and Pikachu, he literally broke everything for me, bro. Everything. All of the ultra hard classes, he nuked them all. All of the champion shit, he one-shotted them all. I'm like, what the hell, bro? He is busted. Absolutely busted in this game. And I'm thankful that I got him already to 150, which probably also made things even more busted in
Oh,
itself.
you guys get it to 150?
Yeah, you can get him to
I thought
150.
it was 141.
No, okay, I had him at 141. I got him to 150. So the lodge events, by the way, in the lodge events, as you level up the characters, every level up they give you 10 piece of an item, and you can accumulate up to 100, or I should say, when you get up to 100 of those pieces, you can exchange them for one certificate piece. And that one certificate piece, when you have a character that's already at 140, will guarantee it going up to 141. And you can keep doing that until 150.
Wow.
And as you keep leveling up these characters, in their friendship, they even offer you free certificates as well that you can use to level up your characters. So that's how I was able to level up Satoshi all the way to 150 now. So
Wow.
I have a
Wow.
really good unit with that. He is absolutely wonderful to have in the team. So now I just got to figure out who the next unit's going to be that I'm going to try to get up to 150. Maybe Red and Charizard. I'm not sure. I'll keep it lookout on that. I haven't really followed the tier list or like what characters are best used for these moments and whatnot. I've just kind of been going with the flow. I hear the master units are the most busted. So knowing Ash is a master unit, I decided to say screw it. Let me have him at least.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah. But that's all I got to say on that aspect there. Pokemon Masters EX, as stated before, wonderful time all around. So hope everyone gets a chance to play the game. I saw somebody in the chat say, once Dragalia Lost leaves, then maybe we'll go. I'll go try it out. Which, to be fair, you don't have that long left, buddy. Someone asks, is it worth the KG? Am I long behind to catch up in Pokemon EX? Let me tell you something. I went back into this game back and forth like 3 times. I played the game in its launch, I took it out, and then played back the game again during its first anniversary, and then took it out, then came back again during the second anniversary, then I took it out, and now I'm permanently here with Masters EX in its third anniversary because of Satoshi and Pikachu, and also might be because Dragalia Lost is gone forever, so I need another replacement for my life, damn it. So, yeah, overall, Pokemon Masters EX is a good game. It really is now. To me, personally, I genuinely see a lot of the fun that this game can offer. Here's the thing, though. And this is going to be something that you might hate. Maybe not, depending on how far you're in the game. If you guys aren't super dedicated into it, that's perfectly fine. But if you are truly committed to the game, you'll notice that by the end game, you really don't have a lot left to do.
Yeah.
It is just mostly grinding at that point.
Yes, it is.
So,
Yes, it is. Grinding dailies and everything like that.
grinding dailies, doing those co-op quests to get you the gear materials in hopes that you get a 3-star gear, all that shit. Yeah. So take it easy with the game. You're no need to rush to get to the end game. It's not like you're in a ranking system or anything. It's just a simple, fun adventure throughout. But if there are characters you want to go for that you need to use gems and stuff for, then you might want to pick up the pace, catch up to the story narratives at least, and see where things are going, and hope for the best that you get the character that is going to be dropping around that time. So yeah. But for now, I'm very happy with Ash and Pikachu. I have not gotten Red or Cynthia yet, so fingers crossed I get those two at some point. And I'm still using those daily gems, so I'm happy with that. And if you guys want to as well, the Welcome Ash bundle, I believe it is 99 cents, I think it is, if you go to the store. And you get 1,000 free gems, and you can use that to use for the Welcome Ash release, which doesn't guarantee you it, but for some reason I got him from it, so I mean, you might get that same luck as well, hopefully.
Yeah.
But at least you're guaranteed some 5-star unit in that. Maybe. So yeah, try it out if you haven't, chat. I pulled Ash for the full 30 gems, and I'm very grateful I got him to 3 stars, so I'm not going to be mad in the slightest. So that's just me, though. All right, let's get into other discussions then, why don't we? So what else do we got to talk about for tonight? Emmy, do you by any chance have anything that you think would be fun to discuss?
Nothing comes to mind right now.
Yeah, this week has
To be
been
honest.
kind of, you know,
Yeah, it's been chill.
Oh,
it's just been a nice chill week. I kind of like that
Yeah.
though.
I know, I don't mind it. Sometimes you need those type of weeks, right?
Oh,
Because then
hold on,
some weeks
Joe.
we just
Joker is saying in the chat, Emmy.
What?
Emmy.
what?
I don't know,
What?
just Emmy. Well, oh, you know what it might be? Might be because of the Instagram. Yeah.
Oh.
what's on
What
Instagram?
what happened to Instagram, buddy?
Oh, okay. I guess I'll talk about this then. I mean, like, it's very small. So, like, I think I mentioned a couple weeks ago that I had like a wedding cake to do. So I ended up actually recording some of the footage that I like of like making the cake and like the kind of the behind the scenes of it. So I've been like kind of editing little videos here and there and then posting them. So I uploaded the first little video, which is like the decorations. So like, yeah, it's gonna be like a mini like I don't know how many part series. We'll find out.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
I see
awesome.
it now.
Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't wait to see the full playthrough of it. I guess you could say of
Yeah, I was-
the cake videos.
Yeah, I was thinking about putting everything together at the end of it. I don't know how many parts it's gonna be yet because I didn't like film the entire process just because like time wise and also I have to. Yeah.
You have a cake to do, so I
Yeah,
mean, you know.
I have time to like
Danny.
make sure my camera angles are okay and stuff because I'm like, oh, I have to get this out the door like right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing things the right way and going on nice, wholesome Instagram rather than the rest of us who keep going on Twitter and getting annoyed.
Yeah, guys, that's my hashtag join Instagram.
No, hell no. But if you know, actually, you bring up a really little thing of interest right there, Polly, with the whole Twitter thing. Because I decided to recently, if you guys follow me on Twitter, you'll know I tweeted about it a while ago. But I'm going to be taking a hiatus from the platform for a while, mainly because of the fact that I think I've mentioned it in the Discord chat, but like lately, I have way too much shit that I need to work on right now. Not just here with streams and stuff, but I mean like personal life stuff with family and with work. I literally just did 2 11-hour shifts back to back, so I'm exhausted as hell. Like I told Emmy before we got into this stream, like I came back home at like 8:15, 8:20, so I only had just 40 minutes of prep time before we started the podcast tonight. So there was like no time whatsoever to really start doing anything of like fancy edits or topics to discuss. That's why it's kind of feeling a little bit on the like
You gotta be
questionable side.
thankful. You gotta be thankful I had things to talk about.
Yeah, I'm
Because
thankful for you, buddy.
basically-
You brought that shit to the table. I'm so supportive on that, buddy. So sincerely, thank you. But because
Last
of that,
week was
go on.
last week was kind of crammed with I mean in a good way with a lot of topics like Nessa talking about the book which everybody's been reading, me with Worlds, and then the episode. I
Yeah.
guess some other stuff.
Oh yeah, it was a fun-packed event, and I appreciate
It was
that.
a fun
Yeah,
time.
but like I also acknowledge that not every week will also have all those said content. There will be weeks that will have it, and weeks that will just be kind of chillax and relaxing and all good, you know. And that's perfectly fine. I'm not downing those days. You know, I'm just saying that because of these moments that I'm currently going in right now, and also in preparation for the things that are going to be happening later this year. As you guys already know, we're going to be having an Anime NYC week meetup here in New York City, which is going to be a very fun moment for the Poke Podcast. And in order for me to fully commit to that and some other goals and ideas that I have in mind, I need to take things that I know are a complete distraction to my personal life. And unfortunately, I've come to that point where I have to admit that Twitter is a problem. Not necessarily the people or things. I mean, just personally me having
yeah,
to
because-
go into
yeah,
the platform.
Well, it's not only that; it's just that you need to close the tab because that is a distraction.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I am
anything
easily
because-
cockroach. I'm easily distracted with this stuff. Yeah, hold on. Let me kill that
Dancing
bastard. No. Wait, why is he spinning on the thing for? Hold up a second. Why is he spinning?
Big.
Get the chocolate.
There we
Where
go.
is it?
Oh, he's good. Okay, he's dead. We're good. Okay, anyway. What was I getting at again?
No, wait, hold on, no. There we go. That was it.
There you go. I got it.
Oh, man. Thank you, Sister Dash Chunkless, for helping me with this one, buddy.
I got you.
Yeah, thank you. Sponsored not by Sister Dash. You guys didn't give me the Sister Dash seal of approval to sponsor this shit. I just happened to call you all out, is all.
It was in the email.
Oh God. Anyway, I think I got distracted. What were we talking about again?
Twitter.
Yeah,
It's bad.
getting off. Get off. Get off. It's good to get off of social media sometimes and focus on other things.
Yeah,
Free Twitter.
I shit you not, bro. I never realized how bad it was. I deleted it off my phone, and my fingers just naturally scroll the home
Yep.
screen to hit the Twitter button.
It's
And when I hit it,
I've done.
yeah, and every time I hit it, right, I go into it because I always know the spot where the Twitter button is. I open the app to Amazon instead every time instead of Twitter. And I'm like, oh shit. And I never realized just how rough that could be. It was such a weird experience just on my first day of a Twitter free life right now. Also, this also comes with some consequences too, because that means that certain news and stuff that I would tend to have are also unavailable for me now to grab because most of the info that we tend to get is from Twitter. But because I no longer am going to be committing to the Twitter life, that is going to be taking a huge backseat. So to those in the chat, you know, we obviously have our Discord server at the Champion Worlds. If you guys see any topics that you feel would be something worth discussing in the PokePod, do not hesitate to let us know there on the Champion Worlds. We have a section of other games and news and stuff like that you think would be fun for us to use. Let us know if it's a YouTube video, if it's an Instagram news, if it's some weird truck video of a guy getting mad and beating the shit out of a dude with a bunch of furry costumes. Yeah, let us know. We would love to know this sort of shit. I still can't believe that video with Brazil, bro. That shit had me in tears when I saw that.
What?
Was it Brazil?
No, Russia, Billet.
Oh, Russia, that's what it was. Okay, I messed up the Brazil and Russia shit. The Russia shit, that had me in tears. Okay, so to explain, I think what happened was that there was like somebody ahead, right? That was like slowing down, if I recall correctly. You want to get the details, Jesus? Because this shit. I'm trying to talk about it.
I don't know Russian, but the thing.
No. I just mean the context. That's all.
So basically, there was this guy who just stopped right in front of a random like a mini microbus, right? And then the guy wouldn't move. Guy gets out of his car, tries to go and solicit the driver, and then all of a sudden, on the other side of the bus, you see like all these costume characters come out and start beating the shit out of the guy on the outside, on the left of the bus. While the dash cam people are just absolutely like freaking laughing and shit. That's awesome times.
It is hilarious because it just comes out of fucking nowhere, bro. You see the car door open up and you're like, oh god, it's gonna be another beat 'em up video, and then they just fucking come out in their costumes. And they just, the way they walk to the person to start beating the shit out of him is also hilarious too. Because they're in like these big ass costumes, so it's not like they're walking to him, it's more like they're waddling to the guy.
Yeah.
And then you start seeing these fists fly in the air, and these two just swarm this poor guy, bro. And it's hilarious.
Like 4 characters, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I think one of them was SpongeBob as well.
SpongeBob, yeah.
It was like a random ass episode. But yeah, so like shit like that, chat. If you guys ever have anything like that sort that you think would be fun to bring up on the PokePod on the week, you know what? We should totally make a tab for that. I should talk to Cosmic and the others about that. It would be a wonderful way for the folks in the community, and also this would be a great way to also shout out to the people who send these things to us. If we create like a Discord tab where they can like put news there that they think is worthy to discuss for the week, and then we'll use that as a way to go and discuss it here, and of course shout out to the peoples who share said info for us as well. I think it'd be a great way.
Oh my gosh, we can like pan to like a news panel, so like we have like a little table and it's like on today's news.
Breaking news right there.
Breaking news.
Oh, today's Poke music is
today's
D&T assessment.
And also, it would have been the 76th birthday of Freddie Mercury of Queen, so happy birthday.
Hey.
Nice. But yeah, so
rest in peace.
Rest in peace and happy belated birthday, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But What was I getting at? Yeah. So now that I'm taking a back seat when it comes to
Oh yeah,
gaming
Vita
news.
3K. Yeah, Vita 3K. That's another thing we got to
Oh,
talk
the
about.
yeah, we'll get to that soon. But let me just finish up some last remaining stuff. Because it is related to Discord, so I might as well. To clear things up, yeah, Twitter is taking a huge backseat. I'll still be available on the Discord server, so if you ever need anything from me, Chad, you can always just at me, and I'll try to see if I can respond as soon as I can with that. But I'll be sticking around there. Twitter, I realize how much of a distraction it is, and like I already told you, my story with just trying to hit the Twitter tab on my phone after
Yeah.
deleting
Oh.
its fucking. I just was like, holy shit. So because of this, a lot of the news that I normally would get from Twitter has to really take a backseat for this time around, which is why I would like if you in the chat and within the community as well would like to contribute to that. That would be wonderful as well, and it would be a great way to also kind of see other news and media. Or even just funny ass content that you think would be worthy to discuss in the PokePod that doesn't necessarily need to relate to Pokemon. It could be gaming, it could be hilarious, could be car crashes because I know the hell some of our folks here in the group love their car crashes. So hey, if there's anything,
Australian car crashes.
yeah, let me be specific. There you go. So yeah, there's that. Another interesting thing to also note as well, before we continue, is the fact that we also are now going to be bringing back community nights as well. Emmy, I
Yes,
think I'll pass this one on to you,
Oh,
buddy, so you can go and share the info on that one because you were the
of
one that did it.
course. Yes, exactly. So from now onwards, for community nights in the Champions Discord, we will be hosting them on Saturdays now. So the times are going to be ranging for game nights. They're going to be at 4 p.m. Eastern time, and then for movie nights, they're going to still be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, like we usually do. But they're going to be rotated. So each week is going to be game night. You're going to have game night, then the following week is going to be movie night, and so on and so forth. So we're bringing that back this Saturday at 4 p.m. and we're going to be playing Mario Kart just to kick things off again. So we're racing back into community nights. Yes.
Yes. So just to explain, yeah, these are going to be the confirmed schedules. Game night, we're going to be having it here on the Twitch channel at 4 p.m. for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. After that, the following Saturday is going to be Camp Rock 2 because we
Yes,
already
what?
watched the first Camp Rock. So might as well go and see the second one. At
I never
9
thought I'd heard
p.m.
those words come out of your mouth.
I never thought so too, but I'm reading what I'm reading here. And then the following week after that, we're going to then have another game night that's going to be for Pokemon Unite at 4 p.m. as well. But yeah, so if you have yet to follow us on the Discord server, I mean, we've shared it dozens of times here. If you guys are from that server, first of all, thank you all for your support. And secondly, hope you guys enjoy the games that are going to be happening throughout the week. We'll keep you guys updated soon as well in the future of this podcast to let you guys know how the schedule is going to shape up for the week. So hope you guys look forward to it. We got a lot of things happening, especially after Xenoblade Chronicles 3 finally coming to a close. Yeah, we need to fill up those gaps. So we'll get more into that discussion at a later point. But anyway, TSS, I'm going to pass this one now on to you, buddy, because you were the one that needed to bring this up, and I have very little information when it comes to the content regarding the topic at hand. So Vita-related things.
Oh yes, Vita 3K. So, a few YouTubers out there, more notably like ETA Prime, has demonstrated that the Vita 3K emulator, which is a PC emulator, well, it's a PlayStation Vita emulator for the PC, is really gaining traction. And right now, at this point, there are 284 games that are playable, fully playable in the emulator. Now, for people wondering, Persona 4 Golden for the Vita right now is listed as in-game. I have not been able to try anything, but supposedly you could play like Street Fighter X Tekken, and you could play like Street Fighter 4, and you could play a decent amount of games. It's just that I don't have much experience with it. So that's probably what's going to happen here. Is I'm going to try to get my hands on this and do some testing, and then I will probably be back here on Monday, and I'll let you guys know what my thoughts are for the Vita emulator. But I'm so excited now that finally the PlayStation Vita finally can be emulated on PC, x86 platforms, and maybe soon enough they'll optimize it enough where people can play it on the Steam Deck as well. Because right now there's an issue with AMD's drivers that Valve is using for their version of Arch that they run for SteamOS. So hopefully in the future it'll be fixed. But can't wait. Now it's time to go to the scene and grab some dumps. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see how things will play out with that. I hope they get Uncharted going. What about the Steam
we'll
Deck?
see what happens.
Oh, Steam Deck is going to be interesting, though. Dude, there was a picture that dropped a while ago that was actually really cool. Had me in, like, shock when I saw that. There is a video of somebody that used the computer monitor as, like, the top part of the Nintendo DS screen.
Yes.
And then they put the Steam Deck and used that as the bottom screen.
Yes.
Dude, that shit is amazing. That was what the Wii U was supposed to be, guys.
Well, I think they actually got that working with Citra.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got it working with Citra. They were able to show off the top component on the top part of the screen
And the Wii U too. Yeah, and the Wii U. They did it with the Wii U gamepad too.
Really, as well?
Yes.
That shit is amazing. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
There you go. Yep. So now, especially now with CMU having a native Linux port. Oh, by the way, for the folks that wanted to know, I remember, if you remember a couple of weeks back, I tried compiling CMU on Linux, on Debian, on the secondary box. I finally was able to do it. I had to change some flags. But the problem is, it still won't load any games. Like I tried loading Mario Kart 8 and it just died like at the first screen.
Bruh.
So hopefully, but then again though, the CMU Linux port right now is like an early alpha, so it can't really run that many games. But the Windows version of CMU can run fine. But the native Linux version has there's plenty to go before any games are really playable, where I consider playable.
Well, it is. As I mentioned, CMU Linux is young, so yeah.
No, the CMU Linux version, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fingers crossed, things smoothly transition well for.
I would say in about 3 to 6 months, where we're going to get some serious optimizations, and then everything will be maybe on point with the Windows version.
Jesus, that's insane.
We'll see what happens.
Man.
I mean, the core of it is the same. It's just that they have to make sure that it runs on Linux properly.
Mm-hmm.
And once they get that done, then people will be able to run Wii U perfectly on the Steam Deck, or as close to perfect as you could possibly get, because the running it through Wine, CMU running it through Wine on Linux works fine, but native Linux port, you're going to have people upscaling like Wii U games, and I can't wait for that.
Nice. Well, fingers crossed that it succeeds then.
Yeah.
Only time will tell, and I guess we'll find out about that in the coming weeks and months ahead of us.
Yay.
All right. So, as mentioned before, chat, I believe that's really all the topics we have in hand right now to talk about. Nothing else has really gone within this past week, as we stated before, but that's perfectly fine. Not every week always needs to be an active week, and I'm very happy that sometimes it could just take.
To be fair, KG, we still were able to give people an hour or 40 minutes worth of content just for random stuff. So
it is the bullshit hour. Of course, we always got to make sure we got the bullshit on hand. But now the community can come in and partake in the bullshit too by sharing their bullshit news. Hey, listen, I'll appreciate all the bullshit. So. Yeah, once again, chat. It's available on the Discord server. You guys can have fun with that. If you have any news or funny videos that you think would be worthy to discuss and react to, that is, of course, safe to use here on the platform. Swears are allowed. Let us know. Show us what you got, and we'll definitely go to that tab and talk about it and see what we got to bring up for the week. There are other things I do have in store as well, moving for the future for the PokePod, so I hope you guys look forward to it. It's still very early in the phase, so I'll keep you guys up to date when that time comes. That's part of also another reason why I have to also get rid of Twitter as well, because if I stay there, I have to. I'll never take action with these things.
Welcome to my world.
No Twitter. With Instagram.
No, but just no Twitter.
Okay,
it's a fun time.
We do no Twitter club now.
No Twitter club, yay! Welcome. I've been expecting one person at least.
honestly, I only use Twitter just to look up Japanese stuff, and also if there's any like Japanese concerts coming up. That's pretty much the only reason why I use it.
I say this as I'm doing like a Twitter question meme answering personal questions.
Oh my god.
Whatever.
It's all good. Everyone has their reasons why they gotta be on something. For me,
Yeah.
I just know I know where I have to stand right now, and that's why I have to put it away for a little bit. But that's okay.
That's good.
But yeah, everyone has their goals and what they have to do in life. Well, let's see where things go from there. That's all.
All about balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you guys say then? I believe now would be the appropriate time to go and talk about the silly shenanigans that are worthy to discuss for tonight. So
Yeah.
let's get
No.
into this one. Ladies and gents, we have an episode to talk about. Part
Yes.
1 of the 3-part battle of the battle against what was it, Ash and Serena. It's jokingly said before. If you guys saw the thing before, you'll understand what happened there. But no, the actual battle is Ash and Cynthia. That is one of the one of the biggest buildups I think that this series has had in a long while. It has been a story in the making for about a decade and some change, and now here we are finding ourselves in this position where we get to see reality officially come through in the battle of Ash and Cynthia. They teased it for a while. It's such a monumental deal that they had to cut it into 3 acts. The first act titled Dazzle. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, what do you guys say we go and jump right into tonight's topic of review?
Yeah, let's go.
Yes.
Well, actually, Jesus Christ, I'm glad everyone had their own different interpretation of yes. But Polly, before we begin, though, I know you just probably took care of it, but are you complete with it now as well?
Oh yes,
Okay.
yes. I have a full page of notes now.
All right, great. So make sure to keep that thing open then. So let me read the summary real quick, and then we will get into the review for tonight. The semifinals to Dazzle. It's time for Ash's semifinal match in the Masters 8 tournament against Cynthia, the Sinnoh champion. Having known Cynthia since his journeys through Sinnoh, Ash faces a rough battle when Cynthia toys with him using some clever strategies, putting his back against the wall. Ash tries to turn the tide of battle, but Cynthia keeps blocking. Will Ash manage to get through Cynthia's offense? So, without a doubt, this episode initiates part 1 of the 3-part battle between these two characters. In itself, with just it being 3 parts, I have to say I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful they made it a full 3-part. They also made it a full 6v6, so we get to see all of the Pokemon in the Journeys team have an opportunity to shine. Well, at least that was my vision anyway. Some are going to be taking some L's, and that's what we're going to be seeing tonight as well in the discussion. So yeah, let's begin. Let me share my review real quick, and then I'll then pass it on to someone here in the call. Overall, the interesting thing I should say about this episode is that I just found it to be okay. I didn't necessarily love it or really hate it at all. I just found it to be okay. It was a okay way to start off the battle between Ash and Cynthia. A lot of the things that they set up at the start was really wonderful. I do have to say I am a big fan with how the episode ended. I think that was probably one of the best ways to end off a 3-part act, by setting up the huge tension that Ash is going to be feeling in this upcoming match, knowing, and they even straight up tell you in the show, that is his ace, and that ace went down like that. Yeah, and I think, to me personally, that is my favorite way Pikachu has been taken out from a match, because of the fact that there was a lot of strategy being held behind that in mind, with Spiritom's effect right there to take out the Pokemon. I really appreciated that. Normally, I tend to dislike certain ways Pikachu tend to get knocked down, because like they would tend to just simply have it bonk in the head and then it's just knocked out of the field, you know? But here, Cynthia was MVP. She had strategies for every action that Ash tried to take. And I will say, because of how Ash initiated most of these things at the beginning, it did come at the result of a lot of L's for certain Pokemon. And I will say as well, if you are a Dragonite fan, this tournament is not for you, buddy. It absolutely is not. Because Lance's Dragonite got taken out. Iris's Dragonite got taken out with a bonk to the head, and then Ash's Dragonite went night-night and then got killed after that. So all of the Dragonites have just been getting nothing but L's in this entire tournament, bro. It is absolutely heartbreaking to see. And yeah, I'm not a big fan with how it is. And I think my biggest issue is what's being shown on screen as well. There is something odd with the animation in this episode, in my opinion. There were certain moments where characters would walk that seems stiff or just seems really out of place. Or there would even be animations that just doesn't feel like it hits the Pokemon, but it should have. For example, I could bring the one on top of my head. When Togekiss used the Air Slash.
Pikachu?
And Pikachu just kind of just like went in the air. But but there was no sound effect to like show that it was being hit or anything. He just started spinning in the air. I'm like, that's supposed to do damage? Especially if you like look at past Air Slashes in the anime. Outside of Journeys, how was that being handled? Like, they looked more impactful, but here it just made it seem like the Air Slash was just kind of like pushing Pikachu in the air, and that's really it. But it didn't feel like it was hurting him in any way, shape, or form. So, animation side, it felt very bizarre to me. It wasn't necessarily hitting in that front. But... you know, outside of that, I still like, I mentioned before, I still like certain things, especially Pikachu in this episode. I think Pikachu was truly MVP for this one. Pikachu taking out the Gastrodon was a really, really innovative way to using the Iron Tail to slice the rock to then punch that rock back with its tail to lunge it at the Gastrodon, who has to hold it with his bare rubby hands right there. It's hilarious to me. I love the way that Pokemon got knocked out. Sure, it was quick, but I did like the uniqueness that came from it. That was a Ash move through and through. So yeah. Ash also got a chance to show off something also interesting in this fight as well, bringing back a core concept from the past. But it's so weird to me how it was brought into this battle, if I have to say. The shield, the counter shield. I think for many fans, of course, they were happy to see that be brought back. Who wouldn't be happy about seeing a nice little nod from the past brought back into a fight, right? I did not find that as an issue whatsoever. I think what I did find it as an issue was more so how it was described at first. Because I thought that was weirdly worded. I understand what he was trying to say, but I could have sworn Ash wasn't the one that created the move. If I'm correct, right? It was Dawn that initiated that.
It was Dawn.
Yeah. And then Ash in the episode says, "Yeah, we learned, or we did this, or we learned this throughout our experiences in the Sinnoh region, or something like that." You know. And I always thought that was referring to just him and his Pikachu, and that's it. And I'm like, I could have sworn someone else taught you. It's just wording. I know it's not a big deal. I just felt like bringing that up is all. So it's not a big deal to me personally. And yeah, not much else can be said. I pointed out the moments I liked, pointed out the moments I disliked, and it was a okay episode. And I'm rather happy we got an okay episode than an episode that made me want to rip my hair out. So yeah, on that alone, I'm giving it a thumbs up on that front. If I had to give it a score though, I would give it a okay score, which is a 6.5, just barely passing. It's a nice introduction for certain things. It failed on some fronts, it passed on some aspects, but now we have to wait to see if part 2 and part 3 will do their best to deliver on what things were set up with at the end of part 1. And that's my score overall. So let me go and pass this on to the next person. Emmy, I'm going to pass this one on to you first, buddy. Please share your thoughts on the episode. And I'm kind of curious if it changed at all whatsoever since the last time.
Well, I mean, it did a little bit. I think like my initial reaction after watching the episode was I was just really sad about Pikachu. And I'm still sad about Pikachu, but I have to acknowledge that I think that was one of the strongest moments we've seen in this like championship competition. Honestly, I guess I'll start with like the pros before I go into the battle. But I like Diantha talking to Cynthia like before the battle actually happened. I thought that was really nice, and I kind of wish like these little conversations would happen more throughout this entire thing. But I guess like better late than never. I still enjoy that everyone is watching like back home. I just kind of hope that they come to the actual stadium like when like Ash is in the finals, if that happens. I'm guessing it will, but we'll see. Team Rocket, as usual, Team Rocket is great. Their commentary makes everything better. I love their Rotom decks, though. It's just like, is it over? Is it over?
What have you been saying for the past 3 years?
I know, right? Like, we're gonna make a little compilation of that, like, just of the Rotom just saying, like, commentating over everything. I also enjoyed...
Every bad decision.
Yeah, right? It's like, is it over?
Pushing cast.
Just, is it over?
Go ahead.
No. It's true though. That's what I meant. Because it's perfect. I just love its bluntness. It's just like doneness with everything. It's just like, can you like charge me now? Like, but yeah. In terms of like other stuff I like too, I guess this is going into the battle now. Stuff that I did like during the battle was whole like calling back to like the strategy from Sinnoh. I did really like that. I wish, like KG said, it was worded a little bit different, but I appreciate the effort that was put into that. And Pikachu breakdancing, I think that was one of the cooler animations that like we saw as well. And seeing Pikachu look so happy as well while doing it like made my heart like really happy. It was nice seeing its soul before it lost its soul. So that was nice at least, right? I enjoyed that a little bit. I thought that was really nice. I just wish they did this more throughout this entire championship. Think that's just such a cool thing they could have done. Just like little callbacks to like Ash's adventures throughout the series and stuff that he's learned, and he's using that now. Like, I just feel like that would have just made things a lot more better. Like, yeah, we don't need to see flashbacks or anything like that, but just even Ash acknowledging like where he's learned these things from, like to whoever he's versing, I think goes a long way in terms of storytelling and also dragging out that battle, which is what I'll get into a little bit later. But still, I appreciate the thought and the effort that was put into that. And last but not least, for like pros, I guess. Okay, fine. The Pikachu dying, losing its soul. Fine, it was good. Okay, I will admit it. I hate to admit it. I'm sorry, Pikachu plush that's on the table. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry, Pikachu plush that's on my table. Come back. I changed my name on the Discord to Pika No Soul, and I think I have to leave it like that just because I'm like, you know what? That was actually good. I think that was the most thing that caught me off guard throughout this entire series. I would have never thought that would have happened, especially for Journeys. So that caught me off guard. And honestly, I think if the battle was done a little bit differently and just like fleshed out a little bit more, I think it would have hit even more. But the fact that they went through with that and Cynthia knew how much Pikachu was a threat and they went through with that, I thought that was fantastic. I think that's a way to utilize game mechanics, especially, is like, because like only, especially like people who play the games and people who know like competitive as well, and like abilities and all that, they can pick up on that. But then people like me who's like who knows like bits and pieces forgets about things like this, and it's just like, Pikachu, where's your soul? What happened? Oh, there's your soul. Oh, it got vacuumed. Okay.
Ah, shit. It's Luigi's Mansion all over again.
Exactly. 100%. But honestly, I have to give credit for that. I think that's one of the strongest points that this league has done, and it makes me sad because what did it cost? Pikachu dying, but okay. And the way the episode ends too is just Pikachu just on the ground, and then like the narrator just being like, yeah, so what's in store for Satoshi? Yes, and then you just see Pikachu's dead, and I'm just like, no. But okay.
Someone's saying him. He has no soul. He's literally dead.
I mean, we've all suffered, so you have to too.
I know. It's okay. My soul. I ordered a new soul. It should be coming in like 3 to 4 business days. So
I wonder how that Pikachu's doing.
That's why you don't have Amazon Prime shipping.
Damn.
Oh, I know. I know. Someone was saying like, I hope it doesn't come with FedEx because otherwise it's gonna come in like pieces. So I'm like, okay.
How the fuck is the soul in pieces? Is the question.
Drop your shit on the ground.
Like my Cynthia Nendoroid that like it came with like the arms all and legs all separated.
Jesus Christ! God, that sounds so horrifying.
No, they just wanted to pay tribute to the offspring. Then.
Oh my goodness,
Separated.
But yeah, like that's in terms of pros, that's pretty much it. And in terms of the cons, I guess we'll go like through like the episode again and like go in more in detail of the battle because a lot of it I did find like not good. So at the beginning, like with Ash just being there, like just waiting to like go on stage. Why is Go there? Like, what was the purpose of having him there? I feel like Go just appears in like little instances where he just doesn't need to be there. He's just there for the sake of being there. And I'm like, bro, you should have just been out like on the stands. That's just a little nitpick, but it's like, all right, you're there. Another thing too, they mentioned the Alola champion again, which I think is like, okay, good. I'm glad they mentioned that, but then that's also inconsistent with like the golden rookie thing that they talked about in the recap episode. Because for Cynthia, when she entered, they mentioned like the like Queen of Sinnoh. So I'm like, huh. So I guess they only use like the golden rookie thing when it's like when they need to, when it's like relevant, I guess. In terms of animation, I'm still not impressed. The moments that I did mention that I was impressed by, I already did. Everything else, I was it's just lackluster. It's needing more. It's the battle just in general for this entire episode needs to be fleshed out way more. If this is supposed to be a 3-parter or a 2.5-parter from what I've heard, then the pacing was really all over the place. Like when we got to the halfway point, I was like, really? This is halfway? This feels so all over the place, bro. And even like the little battles that we got, I felt like didn't last too long either. So again, like that would have been just like stretching that out would have done so much better just for the outcome. And also towards that end too, with Pikachu dying, I felt like if they really fleshed out all these battles that they showed within this episode, the ending would have really hit much harder. So yeah. I guess like win or lose kind of the thing there. For Dragonite, why did Ash not call back any of his Pokemon? I really want to know that. None of them. He called none of them back. Like Cynthia was calling them back left and right, and Ash was just here like, Dragonite, wake up, wakey, wakey. You want a hug? Wakey, wakey. Like, no, he didn't call anyone back. I was just like, what are you doing? And they were all just dying left and right, left and right. He could have saved his entire team if he just called them back. Like during those, especially for Dragonite too, falls asleep and then his dreams are getting vacuumed. You could have called him back. You can do that. Fine. Why are you just standing there? I just didn't understand that. I already talked about the pacing as well, and the fact that this is like a 2.5-parter or a 3-parter, whatever it's gonna be. These battles should be really like fleshed out way more. Even with Gengar as well, getting taking it out with like 2 hits, I was just like, bro, why? And I don't know how many times they've done this with Gengar, but like, it just hurts my soul. Well, I guess not. But it hurts me. It hurts me how many times they've done this with Gengar in terms of Gengar like stands up and is like, Daijoubu, and then falls down right immediately afterwards. And I don't know if they do that for comedic relief. I don't know if they do that just because it's a thing now, it's a gag now for Gengar, but it's like now, if that's the case, now's not the time. And also stop doing that. I want to see Gengar like last in a battle for more than 30 seconds, please. That's all I'm asking for. It gets annoying when they constantly do that, and I have a feeling they're gonna continue to do that with the next episode as well with Mr. Fish, because I saw Mr. Fish didn't want to go in its Pokeball in the preview, so it better do something instead of just fall over. So we'll see. In terms of Pikachu, well, Pikachu did the most here. I don't understand the strategy with Togekiss though, with Pikachu just standing in one place and using Thunderbolt. I don't understand that just because I feel like Ash should know by now that like, okay, it's flying. So standing in one place using Thunderbolt, that it can fly, it's gonna move. So what, like, I feel like there's better strategies, and again, it just goes into the whole like battle animation and also the choreographing, like all of that stuff. It just goes back to that where that can be done better, which meaning the strategies can be better, which means the thinking can be done better. It's just it's very off, and I think KG even mentioned too, like a lot of like the animation felt very weird, or it felt like it didn't hit. Like example, like the air slash, I think that Togekiss did, and it didn't.
It was air slash. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Pikachu was kind of like just in the air, which looks so weird. And that's happened a lot throughout this entire like championship. So it's very strange to see, and I'm kind of getting tired of it. Well, not kind of. I am tired of it. But I think Pikachu did the most here. And in terms of Gastrodon as well, I guess Pikachu became a rock type. So we're so I guess we're channeling Scarlet and Violet here because he literally just threw the rocks to Gastrodon and it died. So I guess that works. wasn't too bad. I thought that part was a little bit more well done in terms of animation. It wasn't too bad. Again, I wish these battles were longer. I think that's my major complaint with this entire episode. It's not horrible. It's not the worst thing we've seen. I just wish the pacing was better. I wish the animation was better. I wish the choreographing for the battles was better. It's just a lot of it's like, I know you can do better, Journeys. Why aren't you doing it? At this point, I don't know if it can do better, but I feel like it has a little bit potential from what, like, those little things we've seen, especially with the Pikachu thing. I think that's carrying this episode. So I can't say that I hated it. Am I sad? Well, I have no soul, so I don't know if I can even answer that. So that brings me to my end of the review. It's not bad. It's not good. I think it just can do better. I'm kind of worried for next episode, not gonna lie, because I feel like next episode should be at like the climax, right? But I feel like we're already there with this episode. So I really don't know how this pacing's gonna be. I'm pretty sure Lucario's gonna be the one who has to like take the win here, which I hate saying that, but I guess it's gonna happen. But I'm very worried for the pacing for next episode, but we'll see, I guess. But if I had to give it a rating, I would give it a 5 out of 10. Yeah. Not good, not great, in the middle. I still don't have a soul. So I guess I feel nothing.
All right, then. Well, thank you for sharing your input on that, buddy.
No problem.
All right, then. Let's move on into the next, buddy. Polly, I hope you got that paper set in motion with you right now.
I do.
All right, then,
All
buddy.
right.
What do you say? Let's get to it, then.
So, over the past few days, I've been working on a part of a project for a friend of mine that you might see coming up soon, which has required me to watch certain episodes of Journeys that I've never seen before. So that was a feat in itself because, well, I didn't want to do that.
Fake fan.
Hashtag
I didn't want to spend
cancel.
But I actually wound up, some of these episodes wound up really growing on me, specifically the ones that I had to watch to specifically talk about the topic that I was assigned to. So for this week, I'm actually going to give Journeys a little bit of a break because I actually did not hate this episode as much as I thought. And I think it was leagues better, no pun intended, than last week's. Just in its pacing and its literal focus on the battle, since half of last week's episode, or maybe more than half, literally didn't focus on the battle and just random filler. But anyway, I love the shot at the beginning with Ash adjusting all his gadgets and giving his team a nice little pep talk, with his team standing there with just being all confident. You know, as you all know, I'm not a huge fan of Mr. Fish and Dragonite, because I just feel like I have no real connection to them. But it was just nice to finally feel like the team is a team, just all standing together and just ready to be confident. But I mean, ready to fight. But as Emmy said, I really don't like the fact that Go was there. I think it could have been. I felt like it could have hit a little bit more as a more meaningful scene if it was just Ash and his Journeys team.
Yeah.
By themselves. Yeah. I thought the conversation between Cynthia and Diantha was really sweet. Women supporting women. We love to see it. And I'd love to think that, yeah, like they're good friends just behind all the glamour and the chaos of being regional champions, that they really support and admire each other. I can't talk tonight.
That's okay.
Like that. It was just really nice to see. I loved Ash's Pokemon, the whole Pallet Town crew watching. It broke my heart when, I forget which part of the battle, but maybe it was when Gengar lost, and like they all just looked so upset, like totally, like just the way that these expressions were drawn in this episode, like it just broke my heart seeing Weasel's face like all sad. So yeah, it was great seeing them watching the match. Although I thought it was an interesting choice that they decided not to show Paul and Reggie watching this match because they've shown them in some of the previous matches. So perhaps they might be shown in the next two parts. I just feel like that should kind of be an important continuity component, you know? Like, especially since Cynthia was so instrumental in Paul and Ashley's rivalry. And Paul was instrumental in training Ash for the PWC, or for the Masters 8, so I just feel like that could have been added in there, but, you know. As for the battle, Spirit Tomb versus Dragonite, I thought it was dumb. I don't really have any. I was kind of like indifferent to it. It just felt like typical game mechanics, you know. You know, every unfortunate reminders of how annoying that Spiritomb is, especially for me playing the games and losing to Cynthia in BDSP 8 times because of that Spiritomb. So
Same.
that was fun.
Same.
And again, right. I'm so indifferent to Dragonite. You know, it's a sweet Pokemon of Ashes, but I just feel like it was caught so early on, and we just saw it so inconsistently. It never really had. I just feel like it doesn't really have any personality. Like, not to trash on it or anything. I'm just indifferent to it, you know. And then it went night, and that was that. So I don't really have any opinions on that. The Rose Raid versus Gengar. I have a lot of the criticisms part is very similar to what Emmy was saying. My boy Gengar, I feel like it's just been very underwhelming, especially after seeing it Gigantamax against the battle with Raihan. I always thought that part was really cool. I just watched that, and it was just kind of an underwhelming battle. How it just kind of went down with a few moves, you know. However, what I did really like about this part was just how expressive, I said it before, these Pokemon were drawn, especially just the facial expressions on Gengar and Roserade's faces, both of them, during this battle. Like, I loved just the way that they were drawn. It made it just all the more entertaining. It's funny because you guys didn't like the animation too much, but I appreciated the facial expressions in this episode were really, really good. Sluggy the Gastrodon eats slugs. I don't know
No,
how I
eat rocks
feel
now,
about
buddy.
Yeah.
yeah, eat rocks. X. I don't know how I feel about it getting knocked out by what was it, a quick attack? And Tyrone pointed that out on Twitter on Friday, but I guess it just might go to show that perhaps Gastrodon just isn't Cynthia's strongest Pokemon. It's kind of just I feel like it's kind of in the shadows out of everybody on Cynthia's team. And obviously with Pikachu being Ash's ace, it was kind of a given that was probably going to be the outcome. But speaking of Pikachu, I mean, I'm honestly floored that Pikachu lost this early. I can't really recall another major battle where this has happened so early on. Because, you know, like they said in the episode, Pikachu is Ash's ace, and it's usually not until later in the battle that Pikachu will go down, especially after enduring quite a lot of damage. So now it's just got me wondering if Lucario is going to be the one to be the big ace here, which honestly I don't mind because watching those few episodes of Journeys that I said, it's grown on me quite a bit, and I wouldn't mind seeing it, like, you know, possibly win, maybe against Garchomp. We'll have to see. But yeah, I am absolutely shocked, especially, you know, like with Ash and Kukui, like Pikachu doing the Z move or however many the million volts thing, like just it being its ace for so long, huh?
10 million volt thunderbolt.
10 million. Well, yeah. So yeah, that was interesting. an interesting choice of writing. So I'd probably give this. Originally gave it a 7.5 out of 10. I'd probably drop it down to a 7. Just kind of hearing the things that Emmy was saying, things that maybe I didn't really pick up on too much, but after really thinking about it now, it's like, yeah, it could have been a little bit better, especially the battle. So I can't say I was absolutely blown away by this battle, but I didn't hate it either. I was absolutely and pleasantly shocked to see them mention the counter shield and Ash reminding about using it back in Sinnoh. And I say using and not coming up with it because we all know that the Queen Dawn herself walked with counter shield before Ash could run with it. But for a DP stand like myself, I thought it was a very touching moment, and I appreciate the writers for adding that in. So yeah, I'd say all in all, I'd probably give this a 7 out of 10, and I'm very curious to see what happens in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
And that is my review.
All right. Well, thank you for that one, buddy. I will say, though, with you mentioning about the Lucario being the ace, I'm honestly going to come out and say I think the unsung hero is going to be Surfetch, honestly.
Yeah.
Low key,
Oh,
same. Because
okay.
that preview I was like, ooh, I wasn't expecting this out of all things. So
Look, as long as it's not Mr.
I would love if he becomes the unsung hero. He's the one that beats the shit out of the mods, and then he gets stomped on by Garchomp or someone. But hey, we'll have to find out later.
I wouldn't mind it either.
Yeah, come on, give Surfetch some W's, damn it. He deserves it out of everyone.
Exactly.
Hell, he already beat a legendary. He has a legendary kill count now, so you have to give him the respect he deserves now since he took out a Solgaleo. So, yeah, come on. Let's see that legendary action continue to rise out of Surfetch, please.
Anybody but Mr. Fish.
Mr. Fish is... No, I think Mr. Fish is going to get an L in this one, honestly. But that's just my prediction on that. I think Dracovish is going to suffer something, and it's going to pay the consequences for it, and probably die in the field. But that's just a prediction at that point.
Well, it's pulling a Weasel because it didn't want to go back into its Pokeball, so it's gonna fight and then it's gonna die. So it's like,
probably it's gonna be like he's gonna have to survive the endurance basically with the poison. But let's see how things play out for that. All right, then. TSS, now I believe it is your turn, buddy. What do you have to say about the episode overall?
Well, finally, after like 5 weeks of mediocrity, we actually have something really good. So let's begin here. So first of all, to counter what was said, Go shouldn't have been there. I disagree. I think that Go is a bro for Satoshi, and considering that we had Diantha on the other side with Cynthia and her making the announcement, I thought it was pretty appropriate. So let's get to the meat and potatoes of the battle. So what this episode did really well was both tell a really good story and keep the tension up on each of the legs of the battle. So in my opinion, this is to me like so the character setup is, if we want to compare it to something else, Cynthia is Bret Hart and Satoshi is Shawn Michaels, and we are at WrestleMania 12 and we are in the Iron Man match. So you see how Cynthia is more calculated and excellently executing her switches out and her moves as well. Also, considering that she put Destiny Bot on her Spirit Tomb where it doesn't exist in the game, I thought that was pretty fucking nice. That was a really cool hook for Spirit Tomb. And to have her use Spirit Tomb like that, I thought it was, we really haven't seen Spirit Tomb being used like this in the anime lot at all. So that really proves how Spirit Tomb is a real threat for opponents of Cynthia. So let's get to the next part. So Dragonite going down after 3 Dream Eaters. It's not bad. At least it doesn't fire off any dog whistles. I thought it was okay. I think it's just that Satoshi's kind of like the unorthodox fighter, and they made that clear as well in that recap as well. So I think that they're keeping with the narrative there. So then we get to Roserade versus Gengar. Now they made it clear that it's like, oh, Roserade's trying to do poison moves, but of course Gengar is absorbing them because it's not very effective because Gengar is part poison, because a lot of people tend to forget that. Because they usually think of Gengar as a ghost type, which is not, that's not a mono. So having Roserade switch out, but the thing is though, the Will-O-Wisp is going to come into effect in the next episode, I think, because you see how the Will-O-Wisp is going to affect Roserade. Now, I don't know if it's going to do like fucking synthesis or some shit or some other fucking move that's going to get rid of the burn or anything. But I thought having Cynthia recall Roserade after Will-O-Wisp hit is going to play into the next episode. So with that being said, natural cure, perhaps, that could also happen, but it didn't. But whatever. But if it did have an ability, it did not fire up yet. So we shall see what's going to happen with the next episode. Gengar versus Spiritomb. Then, it getting knocked out after a Dark Pulse. I mean, Gengar is bulky, but it's also kind of a glass cannon a little bit, which I understand. I understand what it is, but at least it got off a fairy move before it got two in. At least it got before it knocked out. So was it really what I mean? It's a possibility that it's a fair fight. That was I thought that was pretty fair. And then we go into Pikachu versus Togekiss, which I found it very interesting. Like the air slash didn't really look very impactful, but I think though, like I said, Satoshi in the heat of the moment and him he's trying to be very unorthodox and unique with his moves and his moves types. I don't think honestly it was a problem. I mean, it did get. I mean, the weird thing is Leon makes a statement that somehow says like it's a bit paralyzed. You know, that's why it couldn't move out of the way, which I found very interesting because you don't really usually see the Mahi or the paralysis status effect on Pikachu. So it's kind of that was a bit of a weird thing, but then we get to Pikachu taking on the Spiritomb. Now, before then we get another thing as well. We had it flinched, yeah. That's why it said Mahi. Because Mahi can mean, because it's weird because Mahi can mean like flinched or paralysis. Because if you look if you look back at the closed captions, freaking Leon says Mahi. And Mahi, if you go on a status effect, it means paralysis. So again, I don't know if it's kind of like a disambiguous term, but I still found that very odd. So okay, so the Gastrodon one, yeah, I forgot one. The Gastrodon one. I know Tyrone was saying, oh, it should have used Muddy Water, but no. Cynthia was trying to get Pikachu up in the air. That was the whole thing. It was trying to catch it midair. And I'm pretty sure that she wanted to do that with Gastrodon so that it could make Pikachu jump. It trying to find an opening to try to take advantage. Of course, it didn't work. Pretty much had to do pretty much quick attack the Rock Tomb and stuff like that, and the Stone Edge and stuff. So that was that. I thought that was a decent fight. So then we get to the Spiritomb. So the Spiritomb, especially at the end, I thought it was first of all, freaking Pikachu breakdancing. That's the best animation we've seen in this entire tournament, which is kind of sad. But considering that we've had Sinnoh League fights that were also lackluster in the animation department, it doesn't surprise me at all. So then we get to with the whole Thunderbolt dancing, it kind of avoids all of the attacks, which is pretty cool. and then using the counter shield and the electro web to take down Spirit Tomb. Great idea. The problem is Cynthia had an ace up her sleeve, and that's Destiny Bond. Destiny Bond that was unleashed a split second before it perished. And that right there was one of the best pieces of storytelling in this one series for that. And to have Pikachu go down with Destiny Bond and actually seeing it work, that was a great ending to this episode. So with that being said, though, I know that the animation did look pretty lackluster in terms of some of the attack moves, like the Bullet Seed didn't look bad. The Dream Eater looked very weird. It sounded like fucking Spiritomb was unleashing like fucking nerve gas or some shit. That was very bizarre. The Air Slash didn't look great either. The Draco Meteor looked good, and so did what was it? Moonblast, right? No, Magical Shine is Dream. What is it? What is it called in English? It's called Dream something.
Dream Eater?
No. Magical Shine, the fairy move.
Starfall?
Magical Shine.
No.
No, shit. Fairy, no.
Dazzling Gleam?
Dazzling Gleam.
Yeah, the Dazzling Gleam look fine as well. It's just that a few of them. Yeah, that's why I said that. That's why I said that the Leaf Storm kind of looked but again, it was probably because it was the B team.
Yeah.
But honestly, in terms of a narrative, it did a great job in setting up the next part of the fight. Also, as some people pointed out on Twitter, Cynthia was doing some of Volo's moves.
Or poses, you mean?
Poses, yeah. That's why I said like the poses and the moves and stuff like that. Kind of like a little nod from the writers. That was pretty cool too.
Yeah, and I think when Polly said about like the expressions and all that, I believe that goes to that as well. There's a lot of nods you have to reach for it.
And also, I'm disappointed that they could not get Tomokazu Seki, freaking Kenji or Tracy's voice in there, even though his mouth moved, there was nothing there. Also, no Hanako or Delia either, even though her mouth moved too. So that was kind of very odd. Also, Waninoko's voice sounds different, but kind of weird too. Some little weird choices, but I would only dock this for like the animation. Like I said, the knockouts didn't really like give me any red flags or dog whistles that were kind of unfair. I thought that all of the knockouts were fair. So that being said, it's finally good to see a fucking episode that's actually pretty decent. 9.1. That is my review. Also, exclusive stuff. We get an extra scene. We get an extra scene at the end, and just freaking. We get an extra scene at the end of this episode for the sponsor plug, and I'm gonna read what is on that because not a lot of people are gonna see the sponsor plug, so I'm going to go ahead and mention this as well.
All right.
So the sponsor plug at the end shows Rose Raid versus Mr. Fish, and it says here Jikai no hoso wa, or on the next episode, Shirona-san tsuyoi, demo zettai makerarenai. Shirona is strong, but we won't lose. And then the second card goes, Uno Dragon, negi ga nai to, toppa ko wo kirihiyake. Uno Dragon, which is Mr. Fish, and Negi ga nai, or Surfetch, they say find a breakthrough, like cut like a breakthrough. So they will find. So I'm guessing that Mr. Fish and Surfetched will find an opening to try to defeat. Will defeat some of Cynthia's Pokemon. That's what it says here on the title on the sponsor plug card here at the end.
I would
So
love it if it's a plot twist and one of the Pokemon that gets knocked out ends up being
yeah,
Garchomp. That would be the biggest plot twist for the episode. I don't know if they'll do it, but I'm just saying that would be the biggest one.
the answer to that, Mornox, is B.
Everyone, hydrate and drink some water, please. Indeed,
Yes,
buddy.
anime. It's purely anime logic. Because that's the whole unorthodox fighting for Satoshi.
Yeah.
But really good, really good episode overall. Finally, after freaking 4 battles of mediocrity, we finally get something good.
And recaps. Let's not forget the recaps.
At least the recaps did something. It didn't do it. It's not like it did jack shit.
Oh, of course.
So.
Oh, there we go. Let me just make sure.
But yeah, really good. Really excited for next week's episode, and we shall see what's coming up.
All right, perfect. Oh, sorry, I accidentally closed the window here for y'all here. Here you go. Perfect. But yeah, so fingers crossed it turns out to be a success. That's the most important thing. So yeah, what's your score again, TSS?
9.1.
All right, so there you go, ladies and gents. And that is our overall scores for Le Week. And I have to say, kind of glad things turned out to just be average, and TSS said it best, after weeks of having controversial shit to just delays and nothing of interest.
And also Rika getting Backstreet Boys, but she's feeling better.
Yeah, according to her Twitter, I think, before I left the tweeter, she
Rika
said,
and Veronica at the same time.
Yeah.
it's crazy, no?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, with these newer Omicron things, it's like it's really easy to get. It's like they have said that it's about as easy to catch as the measles now. So,
Jeez, really?
yes. So I am totally not surprised. But at least the good thing is we have the technology and the medicine to make sure. And then and also not to mention that even a lot of people getting, a lot of people not ending up in the hospital. So that's the best part.
Absolutely, buddy.
Yes.
All right, then. So, there you go, ladies and gents. Our reviews overall on the episodes in question. I hope everyone got a chance to enjoy our reviews and enjoy our inputs on what we thought of the episode thus far. With that being said, though, of course, it is not over just yet because we still have one last thing to talk about. And that is, of course, wrapping things up for tonight. First of all, I want to thank everybody here in the call as well, as usual, for joining me in the PokePod for the week. I hope everyone has enjoyed the adventures thus far, and I hope everyone enjoys the rest of the week that is coming ahead. But we can't just simply go as is, because we got to let you guys know exactly what is going to be going down within the next couple of days here on the platform at twitch.tv. So, because I mentioned I'm no longer going to be on lit Twitter, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to show everybody, on that platform what I'm going to be doing. But if you guys follow the PokePod world over at Twitter, you will see my stream schedule there, and I will go and present my schedule at least here for y'all on stream. So, obviously, Monday, we already went through with the PokePod for tonight. And in the meantime, as I'm also sharing this, let me see in the chat as well. What do you guys give the ranking as an episode for Ash versus Cynthia Part 1? I'm curious to see what the responses are for the chat on that. Anyway, as we wait for those responses, Monday, we already went through with the PokePod. So mission complete. Number 2 is going to be Tuesday at 9 p.m. Join me for the Pokemon Pearl playthrough of... Pokemon Pearl, but we're not going to simply be doing a traditional run of it, for we are going to be doing a egg lock run of the game. So I think that is going to be a lot of fun. I've never experienced myself an egg lock playthrough, so I'm kind of curious to see how this is going to be handled. So basically how an egg lock is that you take out a Pokemon from your team, your starter mon, and you swap it out with an egg that's already within the PC. And whatever hatches in that egg, that is going to be in your team. You catch mons in the wild, but those Pokemon that you catch in the wild, you cannot keep, because immediately once you obtain them, they have to go straight back into the box and swap out for another egg. So every Pokemon you catch out in the wild, those get swapped with an egg, and you have to use those hatched Pokemon as your true team throughout the adventure. So that is going to be my attempt at an egg lock run. So hope you guys enjoy that. And also, Emmy, if I'm correct, you're going to be joining me for this one.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah,
I'm
it's going to
excited
be a
to
lot
see
of
what
fun.
you get.
Yeah, so 9 p.m. once again, ladies and gents, EST for these. So hope you guys enjoy that. Wednesday is going to be Nintendo Switch Sports. So that's going to be a lot of fun as well. Emmy, Cosmic, Joker, and Groot, is
Groot
it,
as
if I'm
well.
correct?
Yeah.
Are going to be tagging along for that one because, Emmy, you've been asking for this one for so goddamn long. We
Yes.
were almost going to do it last week, but obviously you went to go watch the extended
Spider-Man.
edition and had a good time with it, of course. So now we're going to have some fun with Nintendo Switch Sports Online. So we hope you guys enjoy for that one. You might notice that Thursday's schedule says TBD because there hasn't exactly been anything that I could fill in for that slot at the moment. I'm still deciding what game I want to fit in on that slot. So I hope you guys tune in for whatever that's going to be on Thursday. And then, of course, Friday is going to be the Anti-Poke Watch Party with the latest episode of PM 2019.
Yes.
And then Saturday at 4 p.m., as mentioned earlier by Emmy, is going to be the community game night with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So we have a busy week ahead of us with some fun games throughout. So I hope you guys enjoy all the fun games that are going to be played throughout the week. So yeah. That's going to be my overall play session for the week. TSS, I will now pass it on to you, buddy. What is your plan for the week?
All right, so now originally I was going to do Final Fantasy VIII on Wednesday night, but that has now been changed to Thursday night. I'm going to start that at 8 p.m. Eastern. Friday we're going to go back to Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. Jeffrey and Jordan are coming back, and we will be doing that at 9 p.m. Eastern on Friday. Saturday there will be no stream on the regular time because we'll be recording the 1986 Elton John Euro 86 tier maker in the early part of the day. So, and then you're going to find that online in the next couple of weeks after that. 10 p.m. Eastern, however, I will be doing a stream in lieu of Terrell not doing a stream. That is to be determined. But I will be doing a 10 p.m. stream on Saturday and nothing on Sunday.
Alrighty then. And of course, for our other pals that we got here as well, shout out to our good buddies here for Emmy and Polly. You can, of course, make sure to go and follow them on their respective Twitter and Instagram accounts, which shall be provided in the chat relatively soon. So make sure to go and check them out in their respective places there so you can go and keep up to date with their shenanigans. And if they ever have anything planned for the weeks ahead, you'll be the first to know through their respective accounts. And yeah,
If they ever have anything planned.
yeah, you just do is what it is you're saying. Yeah. Oh man,
Yes.
but no, sincerely though, like if you guys ever have anything planned, let us know. We'd also like to tag along for the fun too. So
Nice.
yeah, so yeah,
Yep.
if you guys also want to join for tomorrow's egg lock, you're also more than welcome as well. I only just asked Emmy for now because she was also wanting to join for that one, so I got permission from her. So yeah,
Yeah.
tomorrow once
I
again it'll
will-
be for that.
Okay.
Once I get my life in order, perhaps I will do another piano stream. We'll
Hey.
see.
Yes,
Yeah,
Polly
let's go.
piano.
Yeah, go have fun with it. The most important
Yeah.
thing about a stream is not necessarily always about the content in itself, but just that you're having yourself a good time and you can express it through
Yes.
there. So yeah, if you
Yes.
can do that, let's have some fun with that, man. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
I think that is gonna be it for shenanigans of the week. Correct? I don't think we have anything
That's
else
right.
to address right now.
Yeah.
Off the
That's
top of my head. Yeah, I believe that's it. So, ladies and gents, once again, I hope you guys enjoy and look forward to the fun week ahead. Next week we come back. It's going to be part 2 of the discussion with Ash versus Cynthia. So we hope you guys look forward to that fight and that review. Will episode 2 of the 3-part fight actually deliver though? That is something we'll have to decide once we get the episode. KG has a basketball game tomorrow. Good lord. But yeah, in the meantime, I gotta get myself set with the egg hunt because I gotta set up the layout for that. I still haven't gotten to do that yet,
Yes.
and that's because of the fact that I came home at 8, so I had no
Yeah.
time. I had no time to do anything
All
today.
right.
But hey, that's why we're gonna call it a wrap a little earlier than usual, so that way I can start working on these things in the meantime before I go night night. So yeah. Anything else you folks here in the couch need to say before we go and call it a wrap?
So I will give my review of the city bike on Monday.
What an you know what? TSS always provides the most unique reviews when it comes to tech related content. So you know what? I can't.
Yeah. The funny thing is, it's gonna be a fucking bike.
Yeah, you're reviewing a bike. It pedals.
Take footage of yourself riding the bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know he will, but won't share it to the public for obvious reasons. But like I'm curious though. Hopefully it turns out to be a success, buddy. And also make sure to remind me so that way when we do it, I'll put the smallest ass little city bike right there in your couch.
Park the bike.
Well, actually, with the way this whirly plush is, if I just shrink it down on a little bit more here, I could technically make it ride the city bike there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what did you think I was referring to? Okay, because of that, I'm going to shrink it even more now. There you go.
Oh.
No, don't put it in the dryer again.
Here, let me eat it.
No, don't put the bike in the dryer. Oh.
As its world gets more chipmunked.
No.
It's like when you take a cold shower.
KG, before breakfast, drink a red beet juice. Make that juice with red beets, carrots, and oranges. Wait, what? What? I mean, I wouldn't mind it. Just kind of curious.
Now we gotta take the plush to Build-A-Bear. Be like, can you fix this, please?
Fix what?
Then you gotta go.
Holy shit! Oh my god!
Quick, put it somewhere. Otherwise, we're gonna find it in the couch like 3 weeks later. We're gonna be like, hey, what is this tiny Polly?
There you go. I fixed it now. We bought a new one.
Beeg, yeah.
Yeah,
we bought a new one.
There you go. The whirl is back to normal, guys.
There we go. Character development.
Indeed.
Literally.
Jumbo size.
All right, let's go. Anyway, we'll talk with all you lovelies later, whatever video we make. And I love how the polyroll would fly in here. You saw that?
Yes.
So I was trying to extend its size, and then it turns out, no, he just said fucking fly it. Where did he go? I don't
know. People who know that clip. I gotta show you guys that after the stream. Okay.
The wall is just gone. Oh my God.
This is gonna be outside. Just floating.
Outside. Yeah, he just crashes out the window like goddamn. Oh my God. Anyway, so what else was I missing here? I think that's pretty much it, right? I don't know anything else to talk about.
Yes.
All right,
I hope that world has insurance. Yeah.
Yeah, for real. All right, we'll talk with all you lovelies later in whatever video we make. Take care, everyone. Oh God, it's right over there. Yeah, it's just gonna keep on growing. Look at it. Oh God, he's getting bigger, guys. Okay, we'll see you guys later. Whatever video we make. Take care. And as always, have yourselves an awesome day.
Like bubble tea.